Hello? Hello? Hello, everyone. Um, Goodness, it has been a while since the last live stream, hasn't it? I don't want to check. That'll be a little depressing. But hello. Yes, it has been a while. I've just been very busy. Not busy enough to stop making videos, but too busy to really live stream. Part of that is just being too busy to make too busy making videos. So now here's a live stream. So, yeah, we got a couple things to talk about. Obviously, it's in the thumbnail title. The big thing I do want to talk about is we have confirmation that Kamen Rider Gotchard is going to be debuting the first ever female secondary rider in the Kamen Rider franchise, unless you count Tackle, but it seems like Toei is not counting Tackle, so I'm just going to call her the first. So we're going to talk a bit about that. Of course, though, Boonboomger, we are going to start with Boonboomger, because that is also, a brand new Sentai. That's a pretty big thing. There's also been a bit more information out today that I'm going to talk a bit about. With Boonboomger, of course, keep in mind that I have made a whole separate video going. We'll go in depth today because it's a live stream. We'll just talk about that. But there is a whole separate video discussing Boonboomger that I've released on the channel. So if you want to hear just my thoughts on Boonboomger, my quick thoughts, and some speculation, definitely go check that out. Because once again, it is available here. And also, my next video is currently on Patreon right now. It is a little bit Christmas themed. Well, actually, no, you should know what it is because it's in my Kamen Rider Legend video. It's my unboxing of the Legend driver. I do have that. I unboxed that. It's on Patreon. I'm saying this now because I don't know when it's going to go public because I have to wait for sponsor approval. So right now, it's essentially a Patreon exclusive, which will end up public eventually, of course, but I don't know when that's happening. So just keep that in mind. And then I believe this week should be obviously we'll keep doing the weekly reviews, but those will probably come later since it's Christmas weekend and Christmas is Monday as well. So I think also if that Legend video comes out, that will probably be the last video of the year. If not, if it has to come out next year, then yeah, but either way, yeah, we'll see how things go. But speaking of Christmas, Merry Christmas, everyone! I forgot to get a Christmas hat for this live stream. So, but let me switch. Hello, hi. Wait, hold on. Let me switch back. I forgot to put on my jacket because I want to look fancy. It's actually, I don't want to look fancy. It's cold. So, jacket. So, who do we have here in the chat? Hello. Burger Draws immediately says, yippee, we have our first female secondary. Yes, very cool. Hello, Toa Brony. Hello, Ridercraft. Yes, I think, yeah, Gotchard scans, well, obviously there's episodes today, and then I think we're getting scans in the next couple of days. So I probably may or may not live stream again next week or a couple days after to talk about the new, some of the stuff I think that will be in there is we're talking about today. But if anything new happens, we'll probably talk about that as well. Let's see. Hello, JamCal X, Anthony Thomas Jr., Francis Fata, Revoid. Hello, Mr. Cool Guy Awesome. Yes, it's not Christmas for me either, but it's the Christmas season, so I have to say Merry Christmas. So, let's start with Boonboomger because Boonboomger is here, and Boonboomger is again, if you've seen my video, you kind of know my thoughts, so I'm not really going to go full 100% in depth on what I feel, but I'm not really feeling the Boonboomger suits much, if at all. Like, even besides the helmet. Like, the helmet is weird. I don't like the helmet, of course, but no one likes the helmet, I think. I think, no, I've seen some people, they said they like the helmet, but I'm curious to know if anyone here likes the helmet. But personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the helmet. I don't mind the idea of the tire as a helmet visor. It's just too big for me. Like, I need them to shrink it down a bit, because at this size, I don't get the vibe of it as, like, a visor. Like, it doesn't look like a visor that's also a wheel. It just looks like a wheel to me. So it's just, like, a bit much in that sense. And then the suits, personally, are, like, really... I think it's the gray. Because I saw some edits people were doing today. Or not today. Like, over the last couple of days. And there's one where they changed the gray to, like, black. And that's pretty cool. There's another one I saw where they changed, I think, all the gray to their corresponding colors, or some of, like, the gray to the corresponding colors, and that looks really good. I think, yeah, my issue might just be there's not enough color. Personally, I still haven't seen an edit, which is, I might just do it myself, which is what I want, is I feel like, at the very least, if this right side of all of them, I feel like I would like it better if that whole part was their color, because it's this weird disconnect for me where they have the red... like, or I'm just gonna say red because that's just red, but like the red piece here, and then it goes all the way over here, and like this whole right arm is red. Let someone join. Marcos is in the chat. M.
Oh, are you live?
I am live, Marcos. Do you want to say hi to the chat?
Oh,
uh,
arigatou gozaimasu.
Same. I was just
Ohayo
talking about
minasan.
Boonboomger. What do you think of Boonboomger?
Like from what we knew before,
Whatever you want to say.
or
anything.
Okay. So, at first, I was like, "Wow, these suits were not worth the everything that happened."
Yeah.
But now that I see them like in HD, these actually look really cool. Like I get a lot of people don't like the helmets, but man, they like the tracksuit design and like the texture, and I actually do like the wheel helmets. I think it looks interesting.
Nice. Yeah. I don't
By
like
the way,
them.
I need a subscribe to you right now.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
I can't believe you. Yeah, I was just saying, like, I feel like the suit itself is like too gray for me. I wish it, like, the right side, like, I wish the color continued down, because it looks weird. There's only color on their top half, and then it, like, cuts off on the right, and it goes to gray, and it's like, it weirds me out. I'm like, at the very least, if that just went red or like pink blue the whole way on the right, I would like it a bit better. But just that alone, I'm like, okay. Maybe they thought it was too asymmetrical. I don't know. Yeah. Did you see the things that came out today?
Oh wait, which things?
There's new things. I didn't put any pictures in here because it's still like, it's like more of that leak stuff. It's like, I don't know if I should be sharing this, but
Thomas, you're more into the news than I am, even though I make history of Kamen Rider.
It's like, it's watermarked though, so it's not like or the watermarks are covered, so it's not like bad, but I still don't want to share it. But it's on Twitter if anyone wants to go find it. So it's just like, we've seen some more of the mecha. Like, we already saw the main Robo thing.
Yeah.
And now there's more pictures of like the other combos. So like there's a yellow combo where the arms are, well, no, it seems like it's like a scooper construction vehicle and a crane, like two yellow construction vehicles that make like a big arm thing. And then there's a combo with a police car and like another police car, like a police truck, and they just make new arms. And then there's another one that's like a pink supercar and like a red supercar, and they form new arms as well. So it's just like a bunch of arms. Like, it's from the descriptions and now that we see the stuff, like, it seems like the whole thing is like a Lupat arm swaps.
Oh, yeah.
Is the gimmick. Yeah. So
That's
And
hot.
then there's also a picture I think of like that we kind of knew, but like the changer can read the cars like as individual things, but it doesn't use them to transform.
Oh, like
So
Loop Hat?
it's like Lupat, but if they could transform with just the gun, I think like they didn't need like a
Oh,
versus
yeah.
vehicle on it.
Loop Hat, it feels good.
Yeah, so I actually quite like that because it's like you can just buy the toy and you can do all this. You can technically do all like the transformations you want, but then if you want to do something more fun, you can buy the mecha. I think from the rumors they said like you could stick the car on the changer and it will make a sound. It will read it, but you could also stick the changer on the big robot and it will also make new sounds. So there's just a lot of sticking things on other things, I guess.
Hmm. It sounds cool
Mm,
so far.
are you gonna buy any of it?
I haven't bought a Sentai toy in years.
I know. I'm like
See, I got the
debating.
Dawn Blaster, and that's it.
Where's my Dawn? My Dawn Blaster's back there. Wait, yeah. It's hidden. I don't think you can even see it on the stream. I put it behind my Zenkaiger stuff.
Yeah.
Meow. Someone said, I hope we get human-looking main villains this time around, since this is like a Showa-looking season. That would be funny if, like, after all these years of monsters in suits, we just get normal people in a room. I guess that's what Dawn Brothers did, though, isn't it? Kind of. Like, there were monsters, and then... But they weren't, like, the same faction. But the main villains were just people, and were just...
Yeah, that's the
dripped out Japanese people.
Yeah.
We should do that again. No. That you can't surpass in Noto, I think. I don't know. I guess we don't really know anything else, I think, like about the villains or even the plot. So it's just kind of all up in the air, I guess.
Oh yeah, congratulations, Thomas.
Thank you. On what? What did I do?
Being the voice of a fraud.
Oh. Thank you. Yes, I am a fraud.
Oh, I'm getting a call.
Fraud. Bye, Marcos. Well, Marcos is getting a call. I'll read the chat. Do I count the Noto as extra heroes? Yeah, I mean, well, I would count them as extra heroes. We'll have to see what Toei does going forward. But like, for me, they are rangers. But or I consider them like the same way, like Valvarad until tomorrow or whatever, or today. I don't know, until Valvarad is or Valvarad's like a pseudo rider, right? Like he looks kind of like a Kamen Rider, but he doesn't say henshin. I kind of consider the Noto like that, where they look like rangers, they transform like rangers, but they're not exactly rangers. Like they're not really like the Noto trio isn't like a Noto team. Or they are a team. They're not like a Noto Sentai, I guess, if that makes sense. So that's how I look at them. But I guess, I mean, maybe the same way like you'd count maybe I don't know their Japanese names, but like Phantom Ranger and Centurion, the blue guy from Car Ranger, Power Rangers Turbo. I think I'd like consider him like that. What did I do? I'm the voice of Valva Fraud in a little Gotchard abridged series. So you can go on Twitter, I think, is where all that info's been posted. Marcos, are you back?
Hey.
Hey. Let's see. I
Congrats,
feel like
by the
everything
way.
that's in what?
Congrats.
Thank you. I will do my best to be a fraud.
You don't have to try for that.
Wow. I knew that was coming. It's fine.
Can we get an F in chat for Thomas?
No. Don't do this to me.
Yes.
What color do you want the 6th Boonboomger to be?
Red.
Actually would be pretty cool. Another red. Like a Time Ranger type beat. I honestly I never really care because I'm like I like gold suits, so if they do another gold I'm like That's fine. I like the gold. I kind of feel I think since they have Battle Fever colors, it would be kind of cool if they did like um like Stay Caesar is like Battle Fever themed, and he's purple, and he's like the sixth Battle Fever kind of. If you want to look at it that way, it would be kind of cool if they referenced that. So the sixth here was purple. But I've also seen some people they could just do another green six because there's no green, and we haven't had Green Rangers in like 5 years.
We have. When was Kira Major was the last one?
Kira Major was the last Green Ranger.
Oh, good. Senna's the best.
So there's like a conspiracy theory that's because of the green screens, but it's like, I mean, that's probably why king-ohger doesn't have a Green Ranger, but the other ones, they just don't have a green, I think. I don't think it's...
Yeah.
I don't think it goes much beyond that, other than king-ohger. I definitely think they... I mean, like, I know they can work around a Green Ranger and a green screen, but I think when, like, half of that show is in a green screen, that would have been a bit much. So... speed racer references, so the 6 would be a Racer X type. That could be fun. Unless they really try something new, it's probably going to be in their gold or maybe silver. Well, these guys have tires on their helmets, so it's like a little bit of something new. It's actually, I don't know if you noticed, Marcos, but like they kind of, or I don't know if you got the same vibe, but like they kind of feel like it kind of feels like a back to basics Sentai, because we've got like a trio for the first time in like 10 years or something. Like they're back to like normal naming scheme, like Boon Red, Boon Blue, instead of like the last 5 years have been like crazy weird names, or just even like not color in the name. Like we've gone back to colors in the name, and like I don't know, like everything feels like kind of a basic Sentai, other than the fact like they have tires on their faces. So it's like it's kind of interesting, like after the last 3 years since Zenkaiger, with like all these crazy new abstract ideas, they've kind of gone back to something a little basic, but it's still kind of unique at the same time. So
I think you're pretty unique.
yeah, especially too because like we know there's a black and orange coming, but they're not even advertised on this first poster, because like even Ryu Soldier had like green and black join the team separately after like a couple of episodes, and they were kind of treated like a separate little group of the Ryu Soldiers for a good bit, but they're like still part of all the marketing and stuff. And like even I wasn't there for Go-Onger, but like for Go-Onger they treated the 5 as like a group for a while, right? Even though like green and black joined later. Yeah, so like here it's just a 3, even though like they're probably going to be a group of 5 for like half the show, more than half the show. So
Speaking of which,
yes. What is this?
pizza rolls or dino nuggets?
Let's see. Oh, Dino Nuggets.
Good.
Dino
That's the
Nuggies.
only answer.
I was waiting for the picture to load, and I was like, oh yeah, that's what pizza rolls look like. Never mind. I don't want to. Never mind. We'll go with Dino Nuggets. Make the Pink Ranger male. I have bad news. That looked. I think they said it's a woman. So I don't know if it's like a mistranslation, but I'm pretty sure the bio said it's a girl. So I hope that black or orange is a girl, because we haven't had a 2-girl team since Kira Major. I mean, king-ohger is a little different because it's 1 girl and then a non-binary. So it's like not all guys besides 1 girl. So I don't really hate that, but I kind of I don't know, like it's weird to me to like after years of like 2 girls on the team, then for a bunch of years straight they're like, never mind, no more 2 girls on the team.
Yeah.
Do I think they'll give the whole team a power-up form, or will they do a Boonboomger and have 1 power-up form that the team can use individually? I hope we go back to a team power-up, but that's probably not going to happen. I don't. I like red power ups, but it's weird because I'm like, it's a Sentai. Give them all a power up. We need something like Ryu Soldier again, or like, I mean, honestly, if they want, they could give the red a unique toy. You can sell your red super form, but also give everyone else like a toy. I guess what SPD did. Like everyone, we can have a team power up, and if you want, make the red unique, so you can sell an extra toy. So, I don't know. What do you think, Marcus? What do you? What are your thoughts on team power ups?
Pink is oh, I like them. I'd rather have team power ups than just the red.
Like I'm conflicted because every time they do a red power up, it is like incredibly hot. So like I'm like, well,
how dare you?
I'm like, I guess you could slide. Like I wanted king-ohger to have like a team power up, and then I saw king-ohger. I was like, well, I guess I'll allow this.
And I didn't like the Don Brothers one.
The Don Brothers one I think is kind of a bit whatever, especially because it's just like an armor. Like they actually could have given something like that to everyone, I think. And then yeah, so that one I agree. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. They can always do a team power up and then give the red a power up. Yeah, they should just always do that. I don't know. You can sell more toys that way too. Like it's all everyone gets a power up or something. So, or at the very least, I'd like something like again Ryu Soldier, where red has his unique, super upgraded form, but everyone else has like the little mini power up. So like we can still like it's not a team power up per se, but like it's toys they sold consistently throughout the season, but you still get to have everyone look upgraded in a final battle or something like that. So yeah.
M.
Or yeah, Shinkenger was kind of annoying too because they had just a coat thing, which is cool, but it's like maybe surely everyone could have had that, right? Like it's not the craziest thing. I don't know. Oh yeah, and Lupat didn't even give the Paddle Ranger red a power up, did they? Until like the final the final battle. Oh no. Some people are saying Boonboomger is jet themed, or could be jet. They hope it's jet themed. Yeah, they could do another vehicle, couldn't they? Like cars, and then I guess a racing jet. I just feel like if they're going all in on cars, a separate vehicle maybe feels a bit too different. I don't know. Let's see. Team power up like Ginga Man or Ryu Soldier. Yeah, like even a small team power up is better than nothing. It's crazy. The last team power up was again Kira Major. Kira Major really was the end of an era. Marcos, isn't Kira Major your favorite Sentai?
It's actually Kira Major.
That's what. Yeah. So how do you feel about Kira Major being the last Sentai ever?
I've been saying Sentai's been on hiatus since Kira Major. They should really come back.
Do you think it's gonna come back this year?
Probably not.
That's unfortunate. Did you see who's writing this not Sentai?
They also wrote for like Pokemon, I think.
Yeah, they wrote for like I think they wrote a lot of Pokemon and like other things. Or like a lot of like people are using the term hobby anime. I don't know what that means. But like anime. He wrote anime. Okay, thank you. But that actually I like that because from the vibe of the suits, like it feels like this is gonna be like a really ridiculous Sentai. So bringing in a dude who has experience writing really episodic children's television makes me like really excited. Like he knows how to. I mean, he essentially knows how to write a Sentai without having written a Sentai. I feel that's like my takeaway. I think so. Like, cause I just want something like weird. So hopefully, with the suits looking like this, I don't want it to be serious. I think it has to be weird. So I'm hoping he can.
I think that'd be funny.
Can bring it. Yeah, you think it'd be funny if it was
If
serious?
it Yeah,
I,
they have these silly suits and it's
like
super
even
serious.
the poster's super serious considering the suits. Like the last few years of posters have been like Sentai leaping at you, and this is the first time they're like, we're just gonna stand here and chill, and they have tires on their heads. Hobby anime basically just means kids anime. Okay, yeah, so he knows how to write kids shows essentially. Cool, good for him. I hope he cooks.
It's gonna be a Gaim situation.
Oh no. That actually would be pretty funny. It starts off wacky. Oh yeah, this is what we want, and then who's gonna die then? Who's gonna be the Kurakage? Or the
Red.
Yuya? That would be crazy. They kill him and then they replace him. They SPD it. They all like move up a rank.
Oh, that'd be cool. I think that'd be interesting.
They will never do that, but it would be cool. It's disappointing we can't ever get like with a Sentai. I mean, not disappointing, but like in Kamen Rider they could kill off a rider and never have them come back. But with Sentai you can't really. You have to introduce like a one-off ranger or like a Geizolg to kill them off permanently, I guess. Which to be fair, I guess Rider does the same. They won't ever kill off one of the main marketable characters, I guess, unless they decided to do that for Xaid, but let's see. Someone said they're scared of the fan service. Sentai doesn't really have fan service, do they? I don't know. I don't watch Sentai.
Akiba Ranger.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of Akiba Ranger, isn't it?
Akiba Ranger.
Akiba Ranger. Actually, that reminds me. There was like one of the early descriptions of the suits was like the eyes were like Akiba Ranger, and everyone was like,
"Oh,
there are eyes on the Akiba Ranger suit." I still don't know what that's talking about now that we've actually seen the suits.
They probably mean that it's like Akiba Ranger where they don't have eyes, but it's covered. They're covered like with the...
Yeah, I guess so. But like even there's like the implication of like an eyes with the hair, I guess. I don't know. I was like there's no eyes on that suit. I don't know. Maybe cuz maybe it's talking about where they see, like maybe they're going to see out of the little part on the bottom, because in Hawk's video he was talking about that. He's like, where are they gonna see out of these? Because it's like all just a big tire. Man, I don't even know.
Speaking of which, it's time.
It's time for what?
I'm gonna go to Walmart. Wish me luck.
Good luck. Have fun at Walmart.
I'll try. Farewell.
Try.
Farewell. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Everyone say bye to
Speaking
Marcos.
of which, I hope this is Car Ranger 2, because that'd be really funny.
I also hope this is Car Ranger 2, even though I haven't seen Car Ranger.
What? That's so good. You should watch Car Ranger. It's like the Sentai.
Maybe I will. Yeah, I will. I won't, but nothing against Car Ranger. I just
What? But Car Ranger's so good.
Car Ranger. Maybe I will then. Wait, don't they have it all in Tubi?
Car Ranger?
Yeah, because they subbed it for Turbo. I mean, no, they subbed it just in general.
I'll sub you for Turbo.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yes. Are you gonna sub me for Turbo? Oh, bye, Marcos. Everyone say bye to Marcos. Well, everyone already said bye to Marcos, so that's good. So, it must be a pain to be the suit actors for these suits. I think I hear it's a pain to be the suit actor for any tokusatsu suit, apparently, because you can't see out of most of them. But I guess this is a special case. There's a big tire. So, so now let's move on from Boonboomger to the thing in the title. So Kamen Rider Majed, I think I'm just gonna call her Majed because the Japanese katakana is majero, but I don't feel like saying the do, and it's spelled like majade. Maybe I'll say majade. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll have to hear how they say it in the show. I'll just say Majed for now. So Kamen Rider Majed is the secondary rider of Kamen Rider Gotchard. She made her debut in the recent winter movie that's out now, that just came out in Japan. It's the Gotchard Geats movie. There's like I won't get into specifics, I guess, in case you don't want spoilers, but through circumstances in the movie, Rin acquires the Alchemist Driver, which is a Gotchard driver with an attachment, essentially. And she uses it with the final two categories we haven't seen yet. The Fantastic Unicorn card and the Cosmic The Sun card. Combines them in the Gotchard driver as one with the Gotchard driver would, and becomes Kamen Rider Majed. And as mentioned, she is going to be the secondary rider of Gotchard, since they have been pushing Rin as the secondary protagonist. So she's, as a Kamen Rider, she becomes a secondary rider, making a Toei, like, this isn't even a dispute. Toei put it in the like actual announcement of Gotchard, or of this character. They said that she is the secondary rider of Kamen Rider Gotchard, meaning Valvarad is a fraud, because we all thought he was going to be the secondary, and lo and behold, he's not. He's a tertiary, which kind of puts the rest of the season in a really interesting... Well, actually, maybe he's not even the tertiary, but he's probably the tertiary. But we all thought he'd be the secondary, so he's a big fraud now, which is really funny to me. Well, he's a fraud for that, and it's the fact he's been losing this whole time. He hasn't won a battle in like 5 episodes, I think. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Like, we learned about this in like the middle of the day or something. So it's like we've heard that Rin was gonna be transforming into a rider at some point. Like, that's been leaked for a while. We've kind of got like a look at the suit through like little tiny itty bitty pictures, so you couldn't really see it, but it was like there. And then we got to see this suit like leaked, and then like they hit us with the like official announcement that was like, she's actually the secondary. So that, and then they even like immediately uploaded like pictures of the toys and put the toy on pre-order and stuff. So that's like really cool. Like, I'm really excited for this, because I think I said it in episode 1. I was like, Rin seems more interesting to me. I feel like she would have been like a more interesting protagonist with Gotchard, as Gotchard. Obviously they wouldn't do that, but that's kind of what the first episode gave me, those vibes. So now that she is a rider, and the secondary rider is pretty awesome. Like, that in and of itself, I think is awesome, that she's the secondary and not Valvarad. But on top of that, like, she's also making history as the first female secondary rider. And the suit's pretty badass. Like, I really like this suit. I really like the belt and its sounds. I will have to be pre-ordering this, because I'm pretty sure it will be very high demand, because it seems like everyone loves Rin and Majed. So I will need to secure this toy, because I do like it. I wasn't even trying to buy Gotchard stuff, and then now I have this. These are all unique cards. Anyways. And I also, like, something really fun for me about this is she's using the Wokusatsu. She's using the, as mentioned, she's debuting the final 2 categories of the Cosmic category and the Fantastic category, which we've known from since the belt came out, that the those 2 categories go together. All of the matches are with each other. They don't match with any other category, up to the X cards matching with each other. And from those sounds, we heard that they all make the same jingle. Like, they make this long extended jingle, and then they say the name of the form. No other category does that. They'll just say the name, or even the legends. I won't get into that. They work different as well, but they're legend cards. So I've been saying, I'm like, since now that we know that ancient and occult are being used for like the upgrade form, now we know things about the final form and the super forms. Like the fantastic cards were like left in this weird category. So it's like they're doing something unique with that. The unique thing they're doing is that Veen is using these cards. These are her cards. Like it's specifically said in the lore of like this orange ring means she's like a high alchemist, which means she's the only one who can actually use these cards in her belt. And the belt, like the toy, will work with that because as you activate it and go Gachonko, like now the weird Gachonko that the belt says for fantastic cosmic cards is because it's like a unique Reen announcement. It's not like it's a separate rider announcement essentially. And now the long like jingle before the name announcement, the attachment says a little phrase. So I think someone said it's prominent horse. So the attachment says prominent horse, and then the belt says sun unicorn. So like they basically like this is every time they do like an attachment or like something to that effect, this is exactly what I want them to do. They have the attachment do something and the belt does something, and it works in tandem, and it's really awesome. I can't wait to I still haven't pre-ordered the toy. I should probably get on that soon. But I can't wait to get the toy at some point because it looks like a really, really cool toy. And I'm excited for the rest. Yes, the fantastic category cards look pretty. The few we've seen, I think at least I've seen Japanese fans have been like, this does not look like a #1 card. Like the #1 card for fantastic is like this crazy like dragon thing. It looks like it looks like the 10 of like any other category. And also one other thing too about the toys is the cards go together. I'm not sure if anyone's seen that, but like I'll take an example here with the cards I have. Here's Hopper 1 and Steamliner. Obviously these are a match, but like this art doesn't go together, right? Which is nothing wrong with that, but like, you know, these are two separate cards essentially. But the fantastic cosmic art will have like there's parts of this that like bleed into this art, and parts of this art bleed into this art, so like they actually go together. So I think it's really cool. They like, even in the design of the cards, it demonstrates like these are, for whatever reason, fantastic and cosmic have to go together in the card art. I think that's really clever. That's like super unique, really fun little thing. I don't even know what to say. They've done a really fun job with Reen's whole category. Like it's like everything is awesome, and then she's also a secondary. It's like it's just everything like works here. And even the this is a me thing, but the suit actress is Ayumi Shimazono, who is famously Majin's suit actress, who's actually been, after she wasn't in king-ohger, she kind of left social media and stuff. So this is, well, she was in the Dawn Brothers, Dawn Booties thing, but this is her first suit actor role since Oni Sister, but it's also her first ever Kamen Rider suit actress role, and she's the first ever secondary Kamen Rider, so that's like really badass. Like what a way to make your splash debut in the Kamen Rider. Well, she's been in like a special, I think. But as a suit actress, this is her debut, and it says as the making history. So that's really badass. That's also another reason I kind of need the belt. Anyways, the closest thing to that we have currently is Parallel Revice. Yeah, Parallel Revice, those cards overlap, but it's also like that's Revice. Like that's fun. So great way to make you to buy more cards. I think, to be fair, we're like both. We've got like 60 cards. There's 101. We kind of have to go all in now, I think, at this point. Valverad may just be the Shadow Moon of the show, never being called a rider, but getting new forms nonetheless. That's actually not true, because he is a rider now. But we'll get into that in a couple of minutes here. It will be the best if she has her own weapon. Yeah, it would be. See, like with this, there's like a lot of doors opened, I feel, because like with other female writers, if they be like even the tertiary writers like Nago and Jean, they become a writer, but it's like, well, tertiaries even don't even get that much, so it's like even like girl writers don't even get that much usually. But now this girl writer is a secondary writer, so like she could get multiple form changes. She probably will get a final form, like an actual final form, not like a, I mean, I consider fantasy and like whatever thing like actual final forms, but like they could at least like they could very easily make her use like both X cards in the belt, since they go together, the fantastic cosmic X cards, and that would be pretty cool, like as a final form, I think. So they could actually like give her like a real final form. That would be pretty cool. I did see someone ask, is this retooled from anything? And I believe this is entirely original. We have not yet reached, I was gonna say, we have not yet reached the point of the season where things get retooled, but I forgot that Gotchard has been retooling its own suits. So but yes, this is 100% original. It's weird how the toys for Legend, who was introduced in the special, is sold in retail, but the secondary writer who will be a mainstay in the show proper is Premium Bandai. Yes, that is a disappointing thing about all this. Well, I say for some reason, but it's probably just because she is a girl. Her belt is Premium Bandai. Yeah, I mean, like, Legend kind of makes sense because he is a special writer, but like they kind of wanted to cash in on decade nostalgia, I assume, and we're like, look, here's buy this decade thing, and it did work for the most part, it seems. But yeah, it is very disappointing that, like, I think I've seen a couple of people say like they were in the theaters and little boys were like, Rena's a writer, like they were getting excited about it. So there goes your whole argument of like, oh well, boys won't like girl writer toys. If you make the girl writer really badass, I think boys would like to buy the toy. I don't know, at least me personally, it's like, I mean, I guess I'm not the target audience, so I guess it doesn't matter what I think. But I feel like if you make the toy cool, the suit cool, and maybe you make the character cool, like the boys wanting Kamen Rider toys probably won't care it's a girl to be like, I don't know, this toy is badass, I'll get it anyways. The suit keeps design elements of her driver. Yeah, it does. It keeps the white and the orange. I also really like, some people have been putting her pictures of her next to Gotchard, and they kind of do like the Geats thing where like the Geats suits look very different, but they kind of have the same design aspect of like, here's the chest piece, here's with a slit down the middle, here's a thing on the arm, here's a thing on the, or it's like the bicep, here's a thing on the arm. Like the segmentation of the Geat suits is all the same because they all have to revolve. They kind of did something here where if you put them side by side, like Rina and Gotchard both have like a orange thing on their chest. There's like the same kind of shoulder pad design. They both have nothing on the bicep. It's a forearm attachment. They have like like thigh armor. They both obviously have like a little scarf thing. And even like the Gotchard's like the part under the belt, like near his crotch, is like an arrow kind of thing. And Rin has like the same design aspect. It's just longer, obviously, because now it's this little skirt piece. So like they kind of maintain like these same kind of like the same like armor parts essentially. Like none of the parts are shared, but like the same places where there's armor on Gotchard essentially is where Rin has armor. So theoretically, if Rin has form changes, they are going to not put anything on the bottom half because that's what Gotchard does. Imagine Wizard meets Rin. Yes, it would be really. I feel like surely they have to make a little crossover with Wizard, right? Because she has a ring device. Ring. I just realized that. Considering all her forms are fantasy and Cosmo cards, it makes you wonder where the leakers got Ninetales and Happy Clover. It could have just been, I don't know, a misunderstanding. Like maybe they saw like very early designs where they were like, what if we did Ninetale and Happy Clover? I don't know. Do I think we'll get a Gotchard X Wizard crossover episodes? Not episodes, but it's not out of the realm of possibility they do a TTFC special. Why did they make Kamen Rider Legend like Decade when he could have been an Alchemist Rider in Gotchard? Probably because they didn't want to do another Rider in Gotchard, I would assume. Until now, obviously, of course. Dread has the whole lava thing. Gotchard has fire. Veen has the sun. Valvarad has an igniter. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. That's pretty cool. All fire things. What do I think the other cards will do for Veen? I love form changes, but I doubt it. I mean, they're probably gonna do form changes. Like, I feel like they'll probably do form changes. I feel like I don't see why not. Like, she is the secondary. There's not really a like Valvarad has form changes as a rival, and as a rider he will. So it wouldn't be the like they probably won't be insane form changes, but I feel like she'll get some kind of form change at least. My only gripe is I wish they kept the arrow eyes. Yeah, I do wish the arrow thing was more prominent. I saw some people are speculating like maybe the eyes weren't arrows, but like she could have arrows going like just on the design itself. I would have liked that. Oh wait, I think the unicorn has an arrow on its forehead. Hold on. Wait. Breaking developments. I'm not going to zoom in here. I'm going to zoom in separately. Let me see. Let's zoom and enhance. Yes. Wow. Her rider gem is an arrow. Okay, so that's pretty badass. Okay. Well, maybe you could have more arrow eyes too. But they actually do have well, just this arrow, I guess, an arrow on her forehead. So they keep the arrow design going on. So that's actually pretty neat. And yeah, her skirt is kind of like a big arrow. Yeah. I think some more Boonboomger stuff got leaked. Yes, we were mentioning that earlier, I think, unless more stuff got leaked since I started streaming. Let me check quickly. I can't see anything, so I'm just going to say, I'm going to assume no. She'll probably get the in-season final form privileges, which Valvarad might not get, but who knows. Yeah, we'll have to see. Well, the thing is, Valvarad could, because he might not be the secondary rider, but he's still, like, his two main transformation items are retail. Not to say Veen won't get an in-show final form, but I feel like she probably will. I feel like Valvarad could also get one just because his stuff is retail. So even if it's not a retail final form, it still wouldn't be crazy for him to get a final form because his other stuff is retail. But yeah, I definitely Veen will probably get, even as like they'll probably go just with the route of her using the 2X cards because those go together in her belt. Unless they do that as like a super form or something, which would be kind of crazy. And then I don't know what they go. I don't know where you go with the final form with her. Then you'd have to make a separate attachment. See, the weird thing with her and Valvarad is for them to be new to get final forms. I think they would have to change the attachment on the belt, and the attachment on the belt is like that's part of the driver. Like I don't think we're gonna see Veen stick. Unless it's like the first time in the movie. We're not really going to see her stick the attachment on the driver because that's just meant to be the driver. She just uses the Alchemist driver. For us, we have to stick an Alchemist driver unit, but I don't think she really has a unit. So, yeah, I don't know. That's that's just my thought process. We'll have to see what Valvarad does in today. I keep saying like tomorrow's episode, but it is actually in a few hours we're going to get that episode. That's why today's stream is a little bit early, so I don't overlap with that. But yeah, we'll have to see what he does, I guess, with the igniter. I guess we won't see it today, will we? Because it's happening next week. But anyways, if they make a future rider in Kamen Rider Gotchard series, I wonder what the suit is going to be. Yeah, I don't know how many riders now we're gonna get, because now we have well, actually, we have an idea, because now we have Gotchard, Veen, Valvarad, we have Dread, and we do know we've been told we're getting a mass-produced Alchemist rider with a different belt. So at the very least, we've got like 3 good, 1 evil, and like a pseudo maybe a pseudo, maybe not. We don't know if it's a pseudo or not. Gotchard is an attachment with an attachment on top of that, so they can do that with Rain and Spanner if they want to be funny. Oh, Platinum Gotchard. I didn't see that part. Yeah, that's true. They do have... they are going to have attachments on attachments soon, so maybe they could do that. I think there will be a female main character, Kamen Rider, in the future. Yeah, this Rin being the secondary, having a female secondary after all these years is pretty big, because now, like, we're literally one step away from a female main rider, essentially. That's pretty much where we're at. So I think that'll be pretty cool. I don't think it'll happen anytime soon, because we did take this long to get a female secondary, but it probably will happen. It could happen. I don't want to say it probably will, but it seems like it's more likely than not to happen. And one thing I just noticed about Rin's driver is that I guess since how this kind of symbol works, it kind of looks like there's one big arrow in the belt going up instead of two going to the side, much like she has a big arrow going down on her forehead. That's pretty cool. I do quite like that. What is Platinum Gotchard? Platinum Gotchard is Platinum Gotchard is his super form. We're told that we're going to get two super forms again, like Geats and Revice and Saber, where we're gonna get Iron Gotchard in a couple of months, which is using the 10-liner card with like a big attachment piece that goes over the belt. That it's a big train that goes on the belt. Then from 10-liner we'll get a Crosshopper, which is another attachment, which is a Hopper 1 attachment. Essentially, you stick it on the 10-liner attachment on the belt, and then that becomes Platinum Gotchard. So that's his Iron. Iron is his super form, and Platinum will be his other super form. So it's like what we've been getting the last few years. If it took 50 years for a secondary female Kamen Rider, 100th anniversary is gonna be lit. I do hesitate to say it's been 50 years since a secondary, just because we haven't had secondaries. We only started having secondaries around, well, I guess if you count Rider Man as a secondary, until they retconned him to be like a primary. So maybe it has been 50 years. I don't know. It's not really. It has been too long. Let's go with that. It's been too long. Did I already cover Boonboomger? Yeah, we did talk a bit about Boonboomger already. In the next winter movie, Gotchard and the rider after him should team up with 01, Saber, Revice, and Geats to commemorate the 5th anniversary of Railway Riders. They should just do that as like a spring movie or something with Legend. Have Legend bring all of them in or something like that. So what does Platinum Gotchard plus Iron Gotchard make? Well, Iron upgrades to Platinum. So that's essentially it. Iron is like Mark II from Geats. Platinum is Laser Boost. Nego and Rider Man are technically secondaries, but only with Agito did it become a regular thing. Yeah, well, Nego isn't really a secondary because he was the main rider for a while. So, but that's like weird classification debates. I don't want to get into that. Speaking of classification debates, Valvarod is now a rider. That's not really a classification thing, but this is this is the picture I've chosen to use. Essentially, the Gotchard Igniter has been leaked. I don't know how this happened. Someone just went into a store, and there were all these boxes here of the Gotchard Igniter. Okay, so the Gotchard Igniter has 2 modes. So we can see on the top, Fire Gotchard is the name of this Gotchard form. When Gotchard's using it, he just uses, so the way it works, I guess, is he goes into Steam Hopper, and then he can stick this on, like, he sticks on the cross sword, the X sword, and then he transforms into Fire Gotchard. Let me see if I can read this katakana and see what this is saying. Nope, that is too blurry. Okay, anyways. So that's Fire Gotchard, but it seems like the main usage of this probably is Valvarod sticks it on first, then he sticks in actually let me bring back this picture at least to zoom in and kind of see it a little better. It seems like you switched the dials or something. I don't know. But he's using 2 new cards. He's sticking in Mach Wheel and Dai Oni, and then he Gachonkos, and now the thing opens up to show his face, and he transforms into Kamen Rider Valvarod. I mean Valvarod. So Kamen Rider Valvarod is finally here. He's finally a Kamen Rider. Right once we learn he's actually not the secondary rider, he is a tertiary. So that's pretty funny. Or maybe even a rival, I guess we'll have to see. I assume he'll be tertiary. I don't like he would fit being like a rival rider, like Buffa was kind of called a rival rider, but he's also like the 4th rider, blah blah blah. Valvarod rider, Kamen Rider Valvarod. So I find this very interesting. We don't really know the story context right now. I did see some people were pointing out that we are meeting like this mentor woman character that presumably made his Valva Rusher. So she's probably making the igniter and turning him into Kamen Rider Valvarod. So that's presumably what's happening. But that's probably where it's coming from. As for a form, like the belt is kind of weird. I'm not really. It looks kind of weird to me. Like it's just like 2 fat blocks, just like weirdly opened up. I don't know. It looks kind of strange. In this little blurry picture, of course, it might look better as the actual thing. But the actual form, what we can see of Kamen Rider Valvarod, I actually quite like it. I really, really like it. I already like the original Valvarod suit, so should I say Valvarad? I don't think anyone really cares, but I'm just gonna say Valvarod. I'm too Valva fraud. So his actual suit is pretty cool looking. Like I do like I think it's meant to be like flames, but they kind of look like just big crystals, because you can see it's like meant to be like the boost exhaust pipes like on the boost buckle and Geats, but they've got the fire coming out of it. I think that's a really cool look. I do really like that. And then like the helmet is just, I mean, there's like minor differences. Like you can see the jawline is like orange now, and his rider gem is orange. But his helmet for the most part just looks like they stuck Kamen Rider eyes on Valvarod. And that's, I feel like that's kind of how you got to do it, right? Like, people have been comparing this to the last couple of times we've gotten, like rival characters become actual Kamen Riders. So like Night Rogue to Rogue, Bloodstock to Evil, Chaser to, or Machine Chaser to Chaser. But I guess those are the big 3, I think. So I actually quite like that they like I think Machine Chaser to Chaser does fit. Like it kind of looks like they took Machine Chaser and just cleaned off like all the metal parts, and then it's just a Kamen Rider under there. This is literally just Valvarod but with eyes. But I do really like that. Like it's like a very, like Kamen Riders have the big bug eyes, so it's like a very distinct, like, oh, I guess this is his Kamen Rider form. He has bug eyes now. So we're probably gonna see the suit tonight for next week's preview, or the week after, I guess. There's no episode next week. So I'm looking forward to this. To be fair, I'm not like a huge fan of Valvarod. As I mentioned earlier, like he doesn't really do a lot. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they'll justify him becoming a rider, because right now it does kind of feel out of nowhere, like just to make him a rider because we have to sell this toy or something. But I think I don't know. We'll see what they do. But at the very least, I'm excited to see this cool looking suit. That's my takeaway right now. And also, you can see in the some of the bottom pictures that he's still able to use customs. He's going to be, you can kind of see he's using, it looks like Skebos with another card, and then Gut Shovel with another card as well. So he can keep, I don't know if they're customs or if they're just form changes, but he's gonna have different forms at the very least as a Kamen Rider still. And also you can see in the picture, he keeps the Valva Rusher, presumably just as a weapon now. And that's like my favorite part of this whole thing. Like, that's such a badass move. I think Machine Chaser does the same thing, so it's badass over there as well. But it's so cool that we get like he starts off transforming with this device, and then he upgrades to be a Kamen Rider, but he keeps the device as his weapon now. And then there's this other layer to it as well, where we know that the Valva Rusher can read the occult cards, but they're like a different attack. So it seems like he's going to start using occult cards in the Valva Rusher as an attack. So he's not just like keeping it as a weapon. He's going to keep using like its functionality as a weapon, as a Kamen Rider. I think that's really cool. I really do enjoy that. Someone was also mentioning like Fire Gotchard. We're probably not going to see it a lot, and I do think that's right. Like, this does feel very much like a like this kind of feels like when Geats has like when Geats had Geats himself use the beat buckle for like 5 seconds so they could put him on the box and market it as like a Geats toy. This kind of feels like that same thing where they're like, we're gonna let Gotchard use it for like an episode so we can market it as like a Gotchard toy, but it's really for Kamen Rider Valvarod, which is perfectly fine. Like, sure, you have to sell your toy, let him use it for an episode. That's kind of cool, but I also think that's like kind of really funny. Like, we're probably that suit, probably like this fire chest piece or like the big shoulder pieces, like that's probably gonna get repainted like next month for some random form. Like, that's I would put money down that Fire Gotchard is getting repainted into something, or as like a villain rider or something. Dread's final form, I don't know. Do I think Sabimaru will make Dread into a good rider? Dread looks too evil to be a good rider. I feel like that suit is staying villainous the whole season. I think we'll see Sabimaru become one of the like mass-produced riders, but I don't think we'll see Dread become like that. Suit is probably staying evil. I think the users, like, I think Lachesis feels like they're setting up a redemption because she was showing like she was worried about Kroto getting hurt as Dread. So I feel like once they introduce some bigger bad, he's probably going to either kill or really hurt one of the two other sisters, and that's going to make Lachesis switch to the Alchemist Academy side. I'm pretty sure. I'm like pretty confident on that. I think she's switching sides after one of the sisters gets hurt or killed. How many attachments do I think there will be for the Gotchard driver? Well, right now we have X, Alchemist, Igniter. We know we're getting Train. I guess the Hopper. Let's count the Hopper because it's an attachment on an attachment. We're getting the Final Form. So that's already 6. I would assume the summer movie villain's probably using another attachment. And then we're probably going to get like a V-Cinema attachment. So we'll say at least 8, I think. Given that we're already at 6. Is Kamen Rider Legend Gotchard's secondary rider or Valvarod? It's Majed. It's Rin. Valvarod's probably the tertiary, and Legend probably will be like the quaternary, but they'll probably just not count him because he's in a special, even though he'll probably be in the show. Fire Gotchard is probably going to get repainted into a new rider for next season. That would be maybe, I don't know. I definitely think it's being repainted, but most seasons, I don't know. They feel like, I don't know. They try to keep like new riders within like the same. Actually, that's not true. I don't know what I'm saying. If Alvarod's main rider form will use Dione, I think his potential final form will be the Gigant Liner card. That's a good guess. It's not a bad guess because we already have Mach Wheel as well. I also am curious what what is the deal with Mach Wheel and Dione? Because Dione matches with, I don't remember, if someone remembers the card, feel free to let me know, but I know Dione does not match with Mach Wheel, at least. Mach Wheel is not one of the 101 chemis, I'm pretty sure. No, I'm definitive on that. So we already have all the vehicles. So Mach Wheel is not one of the 101 chemis. Therefore, Dione's actual match is not with Mach Wheel. So I'm very curious what is the actual context of this happening. Where does Mach Wheel come from, and how and why does it match with Dione? Because also in that sense, like, is Mach Wheel? I think Dione's a 6 card, so is Mach Wheel a 4? Like, just randomly they're like, here, combine these two. Oh yeah, it's Gekio Copter. Yeah, because it's Oni Copter, right? Yeah, so Dione matches with it's a vehicle card, so maybe that's where that idea comes from. I guess if I had to guess, Mach Wheel is a 4 card, so this might just be some, I guess, like a demonstration, like that they can match like 10 cards together, because I do think the other customs we see with Gut Shovel and the Orochi, no, Gut Shovel's an 8, and then the Orochi's an 8. So I guess he's sticking them. I don't know. We're breaking. Gotchard rules are being broken right now. Some of you are saying he probably matches the numbers, which would be pretty interesting. So yeah, I guess he uses 8, Gut Shovel, and the other thing 8. So wait, this other this thing he's using with Skebos is probably the 2 of the occult. Oh wait, can I read this katakana? Arufu. I don't know. I can't really read what that. It's too blurry. But yeah, so if he's matching cards, maybe, or probably, yeah, that's what some of you are saying. So he uses Mach Wheel. So Mach Wheel's probably a 6 then. So Mach Wheel and Dione also a 6. So he's matching 6 cards. Or occult. He's matching occult and vehicle cards with the same number. So that's pretty fun. That's pretty interesting. But oh, it's Skebos in Opera Bushido for Fire Gotchard. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But okay, yeah. I was thinking that was Opera Bushido, but I'm like, surely he's not using Opera Bushido. But yeah, you can see Gotchard. It looks like Gotchard's face. It's kind of hard to tell. They are very similar, but the bottom one's definitely Valvarad. Oh no, yeah, it does look like it's Gotchard. Okay, yeah. See, this is why I do a stream, because you guys teach me things. So Gotchard. Okay, so Gotchard can form change maybe as Fire Gotchard, or we're gonna see some kind of, maybe not full on form changes, but it seems like he can use those other abilities. So that's pretty fun. But yeah, who knows what I'm really curious to see what's happening with Valvarad, because he's breaking the logic of the Gotchard forms, but at the same time he's maintaining this new logic, or he's matching the cards. So we got Mach Wheel 6, Dione 6, and then obviously got Shovel 8, Orochi 8, and then also, and once again, yeah, I want to know where Mach Wheel comes from. Like, what happened here? It's probably an upgrade on Mad Wheel. Like, I mean, that just makes sense, but I'm just like, why? How did this happen? So I'm very curious, because also that means, like, that would mean Mach Wheel is technically part of the 101 chemis, just not normally. I guess he's, if the chemis are supposed to be like Pokemon, Mach Wheel's evolution here is maybe like a Digimon thing where he temporarily digivolves, I guess. I wonder if there will be a story reason for why he's using occult cards. Yeah, we'll have to see. Someone also mentioned like why the mentor woman probably wants to protect Rin, and maybe it's Rin's mother. That was just the first thought that came into my head. We haven't seen Rin's mother. So maybe it is the mother, her mother. I hope when Spanner becomes a rider, he will use his old form for like a special, like when Chase became Machine Chaser again in Geo. I am curious. That's another thing. We're not fully sure how. So okay. Rin, as far as we know, just pulls a new Gotchard driver out of nowhere, and that's how she becomes Majed in the movie. We don't know what's happening with Valvarod. Maybe the mentor girl just makes a new Gotchard driver, so it's like, okay, there's where that comes from, so none of this matters. But alternatively, if they're sharing an igniter, that means they would also be sharing a driver. So it's possible maybe we only get Kamen Rider Valvarod for like a few episodes, and then he loses it, Gotchard's Gotchard again, Valvarod is Valvarod again, and then later maybe he gets a new Gotchard driver, kind of like Build did it a couple times in the beginning, where we only had one Build driver and Cross and Build had to share it until Sento's like, hey, I just made a new one. So, to quote the comment I saw on Twitter, Gotchard's X-Forms give him a 20, and to match it, Valvarod is wielding cards with the same tower for 16 to reach his level again. Interesting. Spanner dies, and that's how he accesses the cult cards. That would be kind of fascinating for a little method there. And then Machwheel is his death form. I don't know. I'm really curious if these 2 new Gotchard drivers can be used to open the Door of Darkness by the Dark Sisters. Yeah, that's also why I'm like, they set up the Gotchard driver as like this key. So if other people can just make this key, is that like, obviously the sisters can't make one, but it's like, can they use the other ones or what? So the Kamen Rider after Gotchard should be a firefighter with a robotic companion, and the second rider is a cop, and the third is a doctor nurse. That sounds like a fun idea. That would be pretty cool. Or Hotaro and Spanner become best friends. That's definitely not happening. At least not right now. Like, you would have to be like, well, Hotaro, I guess we're fine. It's right. I mean, not that he hates him right now, but right now, I cannot see him being like, well, if we join forces, Hotaro, we could do anything. Well, Valvarod used the Gotchard driver with an attachment. Yes, he's using this attachment, the Gotchard igniter, to create the Valva driver, and then he becomes Kamen Rider Valvarod. Speaking of attachments, I think this next image isn't an attachment. Someone was asking earlier, have I talked about this thing yet? No, I'm talking about it now. I've included these things, so we're going to talk about these. So this is amazing. This is debuting, if we can see by this 4 at the top. This is debuting in April, which first of all is incredible because that's when my birthday is. So if Legend debuts in Kamen Rider Gotchard on my birthday, I will explode. So Kamen Rider Legend, I don't think I haven't seen if we know the name of this thing. Let me see. Kamen Rider Legendo. It just says Parallel Ultimate Legendo. So I don't know. But Kamen Rider Legend is getting his own version of Decade Complete, and it looks like this, and I absolutely love it. This is incredible. We got this leak a couple weeks ago, so when this got leaked, I went through and I found out where all the riders are placed. But at the very least, it's like on this side is all of Heisei 1, this side is all of Heisei 2, and then his chest is Reiwa, and then obviously he's got 2 legend cards, which is very weird. So we'll have to see I'm curious what they call it, because obviously like Gorgeous Legend just kind of makes sense. I imagine they'll probably call it that, but also you could call it Legend Complete, or maybe they'll go with the numbers and it's Legend Complete. But then if you go with the numbers, it's like, is it Legend Complete 25? Or like, because there's 25 Heisei, or 20 Heisei, 5 Reiwa that he's combining, but he's also got 2 legend cards. So is it Decade or Complete 26 because he's including himself? Is it 27 because there's 2 of him for whatever reason? So I'm just gonna call him Gorgeous Legend because that just kind of makes sense, but we'll see. I love this thing. It's very cool. If I had to make one complaint, I wish the gun, K-Touch gun thing, that's his face, I wish it wasn't his face. I wish they did another K-Touch, like obviously an upgraded K-Touch, but I also don't mind that that's his face. Like, that's kind of fun. And also because like it leaves an interesting opportunity here, because it could read like final form cards. Well, we're getting final form cards, but they're not gonna have a different barcode. But this thing could read that barcode as a final form. So if I put in like it would be like the legend card itself just gets read as Gorgeous Legend, and you put in like Kuga, and it reads it as Kuga Ultimate or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool. Where did I get the box from? Is it leaked? This is not my picture. This is from this is from the internet. Someone else in Japan has found this box, and this too. Complete Gorgeous Form will be the name. That would be a incredible name, honestly. Complete Gorgeous, or Gorgeous Complete. What does it say? It says Kamen Rider Legendo ga Power Apu. So Legend Power Up, yeah. Imagine Legend uses a card to transform Kamen Rider Saber into a saber. That would be funny. It would be interesting. Or it's interesting to see what his abilities would be, because the original Decade Complete would just summon them, and they would fight with him. But maybe like I don't know if they want to get too derivative of that, because he's already kind of upgrading the D-End and Decade like concept. So maybe he summons them in the Gorgeous form, like they have the Gorgeous attachments that he normally has. Maybe he just summons weapons or something like that. I'm very curious. Part of me feels like this form is just gonna show up for one episode and then Kaguya just leaves. I think you're right, exactly right for the face gun, because the other toys like the Zillion Driver also read Legend Buckles as final forms. I forgot it did that because I don't like that toy. But yes, yes, you are right. It would be cool if he could summon the Kemi versions of the riders. He could. I mean, they've shown they just like they're completely fine with like PNGs happening. So, some people are talking about if this will show up in the show or not. Some people have been saying that on this image it specifically says this is when Legend appears in the show. So I can't read all of this, so I can't give my input on that if that's what it says or not, but allegedly it's somewhere on here. It says this is for when Kamen Rider Legend appears in Kamen Rider Gotchard the show, which would be pretty cool. I mean, I feel like it's pretty clear that he's gonna make an appearance in the show. How much of an appearance to be seen, of course, but he probably will just be a person in the show at some point, at the very least for like maybe a couple of episodes. So like they could do like the Kyoryuger king-ohger thing, where it's like a 2-episode crossover, except this would be a 2-episode crossover with your own Kamen Rider ally, like the one the show invented. Oh, I wonder if the Henshin sound is a whole theme song like Geo. Please, it has to be. I know we're doing Decade references, and like the Henshin sound is like very slick like Decade, but please, I want Grain Geo 2 plus Reiwa, including all the Rei. If you want to say Legend at the end of that, go for it. But I want Geo 2. Or Grain Geo 2. Cause he even looks like Grain Geo 2. So the one thing too that's annoying, we'll have to see in like the actual suit, but it looks like the Gotchard card is like this card. Which is obviously the Gotchard Legend card he uses in the show, but like it's very different from the actual like cards. Like all the cards are gonna look like this on the suit, and then there's just this one. It's not in a place of prominence, it's just on his left nipple. So that's like a little annoying for me personally, but it's what are you gonna do about it, I guess. I feel Legends appearances will be sparse because they didn't say they made the Legend versus Gotchard special because they made the Legend versus Gotchard special because they didn't want Legend getting in the way of the show. I'm not sure if they said that. I haven't seen that. I mean, yeah, if he is in the show, it will not be for. I don't think it will be in a recurring role. I think at the very least it would be like maybe a month or something of episodes, like what Kyoryuger did, in king-ohger. So my theory is there's going to be an opponent with either another Gotchard or someone tries to delete Gotchard, which is why Legend has to take over or something. I don't think he's going to take over. I think he'll just like cameo debut the toy, and maybe he'll get a new special or something. That would also be pretty cool. If they just do it in another couple of specials, that would be pretty fun. So this is Gorgeous Legend, or gorgeously complete, completely gorgeous, I think is what I want it to be. Kamen Rider Legend completely gorgeous. What's the belt weapon? What's the weapon's called? The K Blaster. That's a pretty good name. I don't think we know what it's called, so, or I can't see what it's called. It also seems like you can kind of see the card says Kamen Rider Legend, and you can see on the top it says PU, and it's not because it's stinky. It's because so apparently we're now introducing, we have Legend, right? We have Legend Rider cards, and we have parallel cards, and we have parallel Legend cards. Now they're introducing parallel Ultimate cards, which are like the parallel cards, but they're based on the ultimate forms, final forms of the Heisei and I assume Reiwa riders. So that's why I'm thinking this will read all the Heisei cards as final forms and Reiwa cards, because it seems like this is a parallel ultimate Legend card. So it's just a Legend card, but it's now a parallel style and ultimate style, because we know we're getting these things in, it looks like May, so that's why I put this next. And you can see on the left, or sorry, so we have multiple things going on right now. We know we're getting a Hyper Muteki card next month, or this month. It's very soon we're getting a Hyper Muteki card, which means that Legend Rider Final Form cards are now on the table. Now this type Trideron card means that we are getting parallel Final Form cards, which is, I think they're calling parallel Ultimate, and so that like is meant to tie into this thing, I think. So this is the parallel Ultimate Legend form. They could just call the form like parallel Ultimate Legend, which would be kind of stupid to me, but at the very least we're making parallel Ultimate cards for Heisei riders and Final Form. So we're getting Final Form cards and parallel Final Forms, which is insane. That's very I will need to have the parallel Hyper Muteki card. Obviously that goes without saying, so I'm very scared because I have to get that. So, well, we don't know what else is in this pack. We just know that this is a thing that's in it. So the weird thing too is we've got this, which is Phase 4 in May. We still don't have we don't know what Phase 3 looks like, what's in it at all. We haven't even gotten an announcement. Like, we've gotten nothing for Phase 3. Now we know it's happening. We'll probably have it happen in, let's see, September, October, November. So there was a month in between. So Phase 3 is probably happening in May. So if I had to guess, Phase 3 probably has, because this thing is probably like like Phase EX. Like, it probably has all the parallel ultimates and all the ultimates, or all the Legend cards. And then these random, this weird Steam Hopper card, I guess, or not Steam Hopper, like these weird upgraded parallels of the normal Gotchard Kemi cards. So I would assume Phase 3 probably has the rest of the occult cards. So that would be another, if they don't include X Rex and UFO X again, then it would be like 18 cards, and then they'll probably include the rest of all of the fantastic cosmic cards, so that would be another 20 cards. So that's like 38 unique cards in that set, and then at least 38. Maybe they could go to 40, and I think most, like, Phase 2 had like the rest, I don't know, but they had like a lot of, they completed insect and plant and artifact, so that's like a bunch of Legend cards, so that's a lot of cards. So I assume Phase 3 is finish Ancient Occult and begin and finish Fantastic Cosmic, and then Phase 4 is probably entirely like weird Rainbow Chemies, and then Final Form Chemies and Parallel Final Form Chemies. Because Phase 5 would have to come out in July, and they usually don't release retail things in July. The Final Form is usually the end, which would come out in June. Speaking of which, we've got to see the Final Form. So this is Kamen Rider Rainbow Gotchard. Rainbow Gotchard is using the 101st Chemi, which I don't know its exact name. I think it's, I don't remember it, so if someone remembers, they can let me know. But it's this little dragon friend. This is the Chemi itself, and obviously you can see it will become one last attachment for the Gotchard driver to transform Gotchard into his final form, Rainbow Gotchard. You can see that, so the cards that go with this dragon friend, it has 2 cards. It's, yes, it's, wow, final form already. So this is debuting, I've seen a lot of confusion on this. This is the final form. It is debuting in June. That's what the 6 at the top means. It's in June. It's normal final form time. But yes, it is very early that we've gotten to look at it like this. This usually does not happen. I can't remember the last time we've gotten if ever we've gotten to see a final form this early. We'll get like rumors, like I think before this we got to hear that Rainbow Gotchard is the final form using the 101st Chemi. But other than that, yeah, we we usually don't get to see it this early. So someone said Nijigon. Yeah, Nijigon is, I think that sounds familiar. So I'm just gonna say Nijigon. So Niji, I'll just call him Niji, maybe. Maybe Niji's kind of a fun little name. So Niji is this final form Chemi. So the final form is the 101st Chemi, but it's using it turns into 2 cards. So we get one EX card that looks normal, and then another EX card that you can see it's reversed. It's got the EX on the other side. The arrows go the other way, and I believe it's kind of hard to tell, but I believe that you're supposed to put the 2, like the Fantastic Cosmic cards, you're supposed to put the 2 together, and it looks like it looks like the Chemi. So the Chemi just has 2 cards. So the final form is, the 2 cards are taken up by the one single Chemi. So Build Genius, yeah, Build Genius was leaked pretty early. I don't remember how early. I think it might have been earlier or around the same time as this. So I think you guys are right. Yeah, it's been a while, so I can't remember what time. I remember, like, I definitely think that's possible, but it has been a long time since Build Genius was leaked. My goodness. I thought it was fake at first too. I was like, this looks bad. It's probably fake. And then it wasn't. Anyways, something about this form feels too edgy or over designed. I'm waiting to see what the actual suit looks like, because like Legend Complete, I'm like, this is incredible. I like this. I'm like, it's a good final form. I think it looks like a final form of Gotchard. I like the arrows. It's just got all these arrows. Like, I do like it blows the arrow motif out of proportion. I think that's fun. I like the big air, like the big. I've seen a lot of people don't really like the big arrow eyes. I personally really like the big arrow eyes, like the big, like just going from like the little compound eyes and making them all the antenna. I think that's really cool. I really like that. My one gripe, or actually before I get to my one gripe, I also like that the blue is maintained, like he's still blue. I think that's cool. Hopefully it's like the same light blue. I don't know. I guess it's probably fine, but it looks still blue. The chest is like the furnace changing into this weird construct is kind of fun. I saw someone mention it earlier. So that is my big problem, is that it's not, he doesn't have the goggles anymore. All of the forms have had the goggles, and this final form just doesn't, or not all of them. Super and, or no, well, like UFO X doesn't really have goggles, but the alien, like on his forehead, has like the eyes kind of give the implication of the goggles. X-Rex kind of gets rid of the goggles, but it like there's something there kind of. Here there's just nothing. Like there's no more goggles. So I am a little disappointed with that. If I had to make one change, I would have liked if he kept goggles, because that was a really fun design motif. I know the Kemi has the goggles. Yeah, that's cute. But I want Gotchard to have his goggles too. I want him to keep his goggles. Oh, I think the chest is supposed to be like the Philosopher's Stone, which ties to fire. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at my Omega Red is up there from Power Rangers, and I remember they have those triangles that are actually, you know what? Let's just the Omega Rangers all have like these triangles on their forehead, which I remember were supposed to be like alchemy symbols, I think. And obviously he's fire because he's red, and his is like a normal triangle, kind of. There's like this line in it is like important, but I don't know what it specifically is important. But yeah, now he has the symbol for fire is in his chest, the alchemy symbol for fire instead of actual fire. That's really cool. That's a really nice catch. What if he's still wearing goggles, but it's just hard to find it? Maybe he is. Yeah, maybe it's covered by the watermark. Some people were pointing out that there's no green on this form called Rainbow Gotchard, which is true. I don't know where the green went. To be fair, there's like a non-zero chance this gets a little bit tweaked for the actual final production, because these magazine leaks are there are some instances where they're changed slightly for the final actual suit, so maybe the actual suit will have green. I can't say it won't or will, but maybe. Also, the Kemi itself being the final form, or the 101st Kemi being the final form, there's a couple things to interpret from that. First off, I think it's fun because the Kemi looks like a Digimon, like as I was saying earlier, like a Digimon thing. That like he has the goggles, and that's like a what is it? Does Agu? No, Agumon doesn't have goggles. Vmon, I think, right? There's Vmon. Isn't Vmon a Digimon? He looks like Vmon, I think. The blue one that had the red egg armor. He looks like that Digimon to me. But the Digimons, the characters had goggles, so that's where I'm thinking of. Now he has the Kemi has goggles, like he's from Digimon. So then the other thing is, if the 101st Kemi is the final form, theoretically, we are keeping the Catch the Kemi storyline until June, like late June. Because obviously we still have, I think as of the movie, we are around a little under 60 cards. We're still missing some of the, I think some vehicle and plant, etc. I don't know the exact count, but we're still under a few of the cards. But we're around 60. We have all the X's up to that point. So we still have the rest of Ancient Occult and a bunch of Cosmic Fantastic. Obviously, Rin now has a few Cosmic Fantastic. But we still have all those Kemis to go, and then 101 is the final form. So we can keep up with like this Catch the Kemi plotline for a few more months at least until we get to the final form. So I think that's really interesting. Like, I mean, it's not the craziest thing to say the 101st Kemi was the final form, but I think it's cool to see they're keeping that kind of plotline up until the final form. The question as well now is, what happens after Gotchard? Granted, this is so far in the future, we don't even know where we're going next month, but like it does kind of raise a question. What happens right now? The plot is catching the Kemis, I guess. I mean, also to defeat the Dark Sisters. So I guess once all the Kemis are caught, now time to go get the Dark Sisters, I guess. If I recall, we have 46 last episode, and the movie gave us the 10s and 4 fantasy and cosmic cards, so 60-ish. I don't think we can say I don't know if we can count all the cards that come with Rin's belt piece, just because we don't know. I mean, maybe they are in the movie, but I don't think they are in the movie. Just Unicorn and the Sun. So yeah, it would be 7 in the movie. And then, or is it, yeah, like 7, 4, 6 in the movie, or is it, I don't know. The X cards and the Sun. So we are a little under 60. I still want to know if we get some information as to how Quartz got the Legend Driver. I think he just made it. I think he just made it. Yeah, I think I was thinking of the protagonist having goggles. I know goggles are like a Digimon thing. So, will the Cosmic cards have an X or not? Yes, Cosmic and Fantastic both have, they both have an X category, or an X category card. Yeah. Unicorn in the Sun, yes, only. I can't confirm. Okay, yeah. So it's only 2 Cosmic Fantastic cards so far, and then 5X plus 1X, I assume because X Wizard. So I wonder with the remaining 50, I wonder if any of those forms will be used as forms for Gotchard in the Gotchard driver, like if we'll get any more wild forms. They said at the beginning of the show they want to try to have as many show as many of the Chemi forms in the show as possible, or other media as possible, even if they're wilds and they don't have actual suits. So they might just all be wilds from this point on, but we'll probably see the rest of those wilds. Well, at the very least, I think we know in the Hyper Battle DVD that Rin and Hotaro switch bodies. So Rin is Gotchard, and since her thing is Cosmic Fantastic, she ends up using, I think, Mars and whatever pairs with Mars, I can't remember. She uses those 2 cards together, and it creates a new Gotchard form. So we're at least getting like one other Cosmic. Well, we're getting, I think they want Gotchard to use all of it. So we're getting Gotchard using a Cosmic Fantastic form. I guess it remains to be seen if Gotchard will end up using any of the other Cosmic Fantastic forms, since they're locking them to Rin. So maybe we'll just see Rin using all the Cosmic Fantastic forms besides the one that she uses as Gotchard. So Mars and Phoenix, thank you. Yeah, Mars Phoenix is the Hyper Battle form. So that's the Cosmic Fantastic form used by Gotchard, but it's because it's Rin's body, or Rin in Hotaro's body. So possibly we'll start seeing maybe Rin will exclusively use Cosmic Fantastic forms, and that's just kind of like, hey, here's the Gotchard drivers using using Cosmic Fantastic cards. And then I do think Ancient and the Ancient Occult remaining combos I'm pretty certain we'll see those as at least wilds. Although it is very apparent that they're not above just throwing some suit parts in a blender, spray painting them, and then making it like a 10-second form, which honestly at this point I'm kind of enjoying it. Like now that we're moving into the territory of like bigger forms, which will get like kind of an impactful debut, I'm kind of excited to see if they're just gonna throw like some of these other forms in like a blender and then just make a new form out of it. Maybe Fire Gotchard can debut some of the random pairs that haven't been shown. Yeah, that's a good point, since we know that it seems like it will be able to use, at the very least, Apare Bushido. So yeah, maybe whatever that does, maybe he'll use it in there, and then that's just their excuse that like, oh yeah, it was used in the belt, I guess. What I hope, no matter what they do for them in the show, I hope they'll at least keep the concept art going for all the rest of the 50 forms. I hope they at least give us, like, even if they're not in the show or anything, I hope we at least get the concept art, because Rider always starts, like, they just stop doing concept art for like, they'll start off a show with concept art. Actually, not always. I think 01's the only one that consistently gave us concept art for all of the random auxiliary forms. But like Saber stopped doing it, so we don't know what Reika and Reggie's cards do, or books, sorry, in the Sword Driver. We don't have Revice didn't have any concept art. Geats had it for the first few buckles, and then they stopped with like around the final form, so we never have seen. Well, to be fair, with Geats it's a little different. Like, they never made concept art of Fantasy getting revolved, but Fantasy has an actual toy that can revolve, so there's, you know, we actually can see what it looks like. Same with Bujin, so that's not the worst thing. So if they keep this concept art going, I'll be very happy. I will be incredibly happy, I'll be honest, because I can make a video ranking all the Kemi forms. So will the child henshin or at least be amalgam? I feel like they might age her up at some point. I don't know. I feel like, and then have her henshin. But granted, I have no idea. Because I think either her or Kuroto will die. So, is it just me, or does the Reiwa era look a bit not serious besides 01? All the Kamen Rider in the first half were either tragic or serious. I mean, Geats was a bit serious. Revi was kind of serious. I mean, they're all kids shows. I don't even 01 isn't even that serious. Like with his dad, or sorry, like Aruto's a comedian. He's not really that serious. So, the Alchemy Lab has 12 monitors. 10 are the main chemis. Maybe the other 2 are for social cards or special cards. I assume you meant. I think the 2 X cards for Cosmic Fantastic might be in super form. Yeah, or at least maybe her final form. I agree. How long did 01 keep making concept art for? If I recall, they did it up until the end. Like, I 100% know they did a Realizing Hopper concept art, which was just Rising Hopper with like the glow effect they like to do. And I know at least all of the progress keys or main progress keys in the show had, or not even in the show, like the one, like the main DX progress keys, all of those have concept art of like what they would look like on the 01 driver. So they kept doing it for a while. Do I think Gotchard will have an alternate version of himself that's evil, or is it just Dread, even though they don't look alike at all? I don't know. Dark Chard would be kind of fun for like a summer movie villain, but they kind of just did that with Geats, Cross Geats, so maybe they don't want to do it again. Do I think Leon will use Dread? Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty. I think it's a pretty safe bet. He'll be He'll be like the Dread main user from now on. Was that the final form for Gotchard? Yes, that was the final form. I just switched to Rin because I think Majin Rider is cool. Have I heard about Ultraman Arc? Yes, I did see that. I'll watch it. At least episode 1. I don't have much to say besides that. It's certainly the name. When will Rider and Sentai stop having annoying, childish protagonists and start having serious protagonists? Well, there's 2 answers to that. First of all, never, because these are kids' shows, and having a character that acts childish because kids are childish and are watching the show, then they can relate to the childishness probably, or they just like seeing it. That's just gonna always keep happening. Second answer is they have had serious protagonists. Like last year we got Geats, who was just a war criminal. Not really, but the same kind of thing. And at the same time we also got Don Momotaro, who is like insane, but he's not like childish per se. He's serious. So we've gotten serious protagonists. But they also will keep doing childish protagonists because it's a kids show. So I really don't like that Rainbow Gotchard leaked half a year early like this. It really takes the hype out of when we finally get this form officially. That's fair. Yeah, but yeah, I guess that's fair enough. I can't really dispute that. Is the winter movie ever canon? Rin needs a debut episode. Yes, the winter movie. Well, I mean, I think usually they are canon. I can't think of an instance when they're not canon. Like, at least in recent years, because at least Xaid definitively canon, that ties into the main show. Build also canon, ties into the main show. Geo might be non-canon, actually. It's up to you, I guess. I think they said it's non-canon, so 01 Saber didn't happen. Saber or sorry, 01 Revice, that happened. That is canon. Sorry, 01 Geo happened. That's canon. 01 Saber Geos. Someone joined the chat. Who is that? Oh, Marcos is back. Hi, Marcos. How was Walmart?
I was able to go to Walmart and hang out with a friend the entire time you were streaming.
I'm not done, Marcos. We're talking about Gotchard now.
Why?
Because Majine's suit actress is the secondary writer. Who is that?
I've had enough.
You've had enough? Now what? What are you gonna do?
Hey everyone, can you type in F into the chat?
Everyone's gonna type F now. I was just discussing. Someone asked if winter movie writers are ever, or if winter movies are ever canon for writer, and I'm pretty sure they've been canon for a while, since Geo at least.
Yeah, I think so.
And then, because they were wondering if Rin will get a debut episode, and probably not, because next episode, she already has the orange ring. So I think this next episode, they're just going to not address the fact. They're just going to be like, wow, Rin, that was a crazy winter movie, wasn't it? And she's going to be like, yeah. And then, like, in the new year, then they're going to have her transform. But, like, I don't think she's transforming this next episode because the movie's just out. Like, do you remember the build episode? It'll be like a reverse of the build episode that came out after the summer movie, or the winter movie. That's where Bloodstock's identity was revealed. But the winter movie came out the winter movie takes place after that, but came out before that. So in the winter movie, they were like, cafe owner, what are you doing here? And it's like, he's like, I'm here with these full bottles, goodbye. And it's like really vague. It's like, something happened here, but they can't explicitly point it out in the movie. So they had to wait, like, because the episode came out after. I think it was like really funny. So they'll probably do the reverse of that. They'll be like, Rin, that's a crazy orange ring you got. And she'll be like, yeah. And then next week she transforms. So
my brain is like giving off sparks.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I broke Marcos. M. Did you see
good.
You did see Kamen Rider Valvarad. What do you think of him?
He's okay.
It's okay. I really like him. I think he looks well. I like the suit. I don't really like the character, but
yeah.
I mean, he's fine. I don't hate him,
you.
but he's just like.
But you're voicing him.
I know. I don't. That's why I don't hate him. I think I like him more now that he's not the secondary. Like now that Rin is the secondary, I'm like, oh yeah, he fits in like a tertiary rival role. So, yeah. Do I think Spanner will have to go through an arc before he becomes a writer? I hope he does. Imagine he doesn't. Just next episode, they're like, hey, you're a writer now. And he's like, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I get you.
By the way, her name is Rin, so you pronounce the ne at the end of her name. At the end, Rine. Is that what you want me to say, Marcos? Rine? I remember, I think Hawk in a video was like, how am I supposed to say her name? Because some people say Rin, some people say Rin. The show says Rine. How am I supposed to do it? I'll say Rine now on for you, Marcos.
Hiragana says Rine.
Yeah, I know, but it's hard. I don't know.
You know what else is difficult in these trying times? Being a writer fan and enjoying Kamen Rider Gotchard.
I like Gotchard. Did you know that?
You do? You never talk about it.
I talk about it weekly on my YouTube channel.
Can we get an F in chat?
Yeah, let's get an F in chat. Someone, someone asked if you're hungover.
I wish.
Trust me, guys. I don't know what he sounds like, but I know what hungover Marcos acts like. It's not like this.
What? What do you mean? I'm always like this.
Also, it's like, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You're not acting hungover. Also, it's like way too late in the day to be hungover, is it not? I don't know.
Well, you know.
Oh, well, fair enough. Now everyone's just saying F or Gotchard is good. Gotchard is good. I like Gotchard. I don't know. I didn't
Guys,
enjoy it initially.
can we
but
spell out Gotchard in chat?
Why? G. Let's see if they do it.
If they do it, I'll release a history of XA right now.
No, don't do that. You have to fix the copyright. Wait, did you fix it actually? I don't know.
I'm on my. Let me look at my list.
It did not happen, so don't even worry about it.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm on my 20th upload.
Jesus. Guys, if you wanted to know what it's like, well, actually, I don't even have it nearly as bad like that, but I think I was trying to do my review of the Dawn Brothers Zenkaiger movie, and I had to go through like 10 re-renders because it kept claiming different parts. Like at first it claimed one part. I'm like, okay, I'll fix that part. I re-render it. I upload it.
Yeah.
And it's like, now there's this part we want to claim. I'm like, you didn't claim that part initially, and it's like a part earlier.
Yeah.
So it's like first it'll claim like 10 minutes in, then a third time it's like now we'll claim 2 minutes in. It's like you were perfectly fine with that one earlier. So that's why when you said the thing like I think the copyright's gotten stricter, I was like, I think you're right, because it also was a Sentai movie. So it does feel like
I think it's just Toei related shows.
yeah, definitely not like all of YouTube, just a Toei copyright.
Yeah, I was able to upload the Garo one with no issues or anything, and I used like 10-second clips.
Yeah, it's definitely Toei, because like Ultraman will let you upload like a whole episode and they don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone said
Wow, no one spelled
copyright.
Gotchard.
Hmm?
No one spelled Gotchard.
No, yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, you're safe. It didn't happen. It happened. It stopped immediately after your G, so you're all fine.
G.
No history of XA for you. G.
I think this copyright gets stricter the longer the video is, because the video is just naturally long, and there's more chances for it to.
There's just more content to claim. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it definitely doesn't claim one thing at a time, because I've had some times where it claims like multiple clips at one time, and it's like, okay, there's multiple things I can fix. But like this, at least for me with this recent video, it would be like it'll claim one thing, then another thing, the next upload, then another thing, the next upload. It's like, what's happening? Stop. Please don't do that. No one has spelled Gotchard yet. There's an N in there that's actually not in the name Gotchard. I don't know.
See, Thomas, I'm getting you interaction.
That's true. Where did the N come from? That's not. M? There's an M.
Can we get a E in chat for Thomas?
Yeah, let's get an E for Thomas.
Meow.
So it just spelled Gotchard. I think. just the word.
I'm hopefully on my final upload right now, so that's why I'm saying hopefully it'll be done soon.
Yeah.
But
Can we
speaking
get
of
an
being
E?
done,
Yeah.
Fraud Jujube, tell us how it feels to be a Valverad.
I think I just made myself sound really angry, and then they're like, "Hey, that's good." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. What was the auditioning process like?
That's a secret, Marcos. I can't reveal that.
They just asked you?
Yeah. Well, they asked me, and then I
just
sent in an audition, and they're like, "Okay, that's good." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So There was like I was scouted for it, but I was also, yeah, I have scouted for it. That's what we'll go. Do we know when Fire Gotchard will debut? Marcos, when will Fire Gotchard debut?
Right now.
Right now, according to Marcos. I think it'll be in the first episode of the new year because the toy comes out like next week or something. So that's usually how that works. Like Volcano and Powered Builder did that. So.
Oh, speaking of which, it's time.
Time for what?
I'm gonna go make myself some strawberry oatmeal.
Enjoy your strawberry oatmeal.
I'll be right here though. Listening.
Oh, okay. Listening. Guys, don't say anything Marcus won't like. Or else he'll be upset. Yes, someone pointed out the heels on Rin. I wasn't making a joke. I'm like, why did they stick this 15-year-old in heels? What's she gonna do in heels as a rider? I don't. T? Yeah, let's get a T in the chat, everyone. Everyone copy Marcos. Started watching the first episode of X8 and it was very surprising. I expected it to be boring because I don't like the suit. However, it was fun. Guys, fun fact. I don't know if you know this in the chat, but X8 is actually my favorite Kamen Rider season. So I'm very happy to hear that you've been enjoying it. Does Fire Gotchard live up to its name? I don't know if you mean literal sense or metaphorical sense, because in the literal sense, yes, there's like Optimus Prime flames on him. So I'd say he lives up to that. In a metaphorical sense, I'll have to see the full suit. I don't know. It doesn't look horrible, but I think I kind of like the X-Forms a little better. It just looks kind of generic. Like this kind of looks like what I'd call Super Gotchard because it looks just like an upgraded Gotchard. So it feels really weird that we're getting the toy with no magazine photos, Bandai Mania videos, or anything like that. That's usually how this January toy goes because it's like kind of a stealth drop because it's like a late Christmas kind of thing. Although yeah, I think last or a couple years ago was Volcano and well, with Volcano we already knew what it looked like, and I guess Powered Builder I think we also, well, yeah, we knew because it was in the Winter movie. So, do I think Kajiki will become a rider using UFO X as his main chemi? Possibly. I that's how I would want it to go. But he could become like an Alchemist Academy rider, but also he's not an alchemist. So, yeah. I'm interested about the usage of the categories. Spanner mixing occult and vehicles. Rin is using cosmic fantastic. That they redeem Lachesis with her affinity with the plant ones. Yeah, I'm confident Lachesis will be redeemed. They could give her plant chemis as a rider. I mean, they could even, with the Alchemist Academy driver, they could just give it to anyone. So maybe she just uses that with a plant chemi. It would be really fun if she just becomes the Amalgam again, but now she's like a good guy Amalgam. That would be really cool. Because now she's on their side, so she has access to those cards again. Do I think a female main rider could actually work? I would want it to happen. I mean, I don't see why it couldn't work. Like, you just write a good show and the main character's a girl. Like, if you just switch Gotchard and Rina, Hotaro's a girl, Rina's a boy. Like, it's the same show. It's just one would be a girl now. So, I think it could work as a show. I'm not like a... I assume it would probably work as like a... I mean, I don't see why. I know Bandai's like, or Toei's like, we can't sell a girl show, but like, if you just make a cool looking rider suit or you make the show good, people won't care. They'll buy the toys. They'll like the character. If they cast like an older woman too, they like maybe they'll have the Odagiri effect thing, but for I don't know, like people wanting to see a girl Kamen Rider. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I think it could work. I want to see it happen. The number of people who were vehement that Rina wouldn't be a rider despite all the foreshadowing and build up, especially with her father just being one of the driving forces, just makes me happy it did. People were saying she wouldn't be a rider. So that's interesting because it's been rumored for a while. So I think for a while people have just been like, oh yeah, she'll be a rider. Why was there 3 different Kamen Rider Kabuto and Kamen Rider the original one. I don't know what this is asking. UFOX could also work for Sabimaru, yes. What's the Xade OST I use at the end of my videos? It's actually not an Xade sound. It's the standby of the command twin buckle for from Geats. I like that standby, and it kind of makes a fun end to the video. So yeah, it's not an Xade sound. It's just a Kamen Rider standby. E for Thomas. Thank you. I appreciate it. Just make a good story. The gender doesn't matter. Yeah, if you make a good story, people won't care if it's a girl or a guy in the lead. It'll just be like, wow, this is... I mean, maybe if you make like a fun story for kids, but yeah, like if you could make a cool story and then just have a girl in the lead, that's cool. Do I think Sentai will ever have a girl lead? If Power Rangers could have a girl lead, even though it's a bit of a different case, I'm pretty sure Sentai could have a female girl lead. A female girl lead. Yes, that is how that works. I was expecting Valvarad as a secondary. I think a lot of people were, at least I was. I thought he would be the secondary, but no, he's a tertiary. He's a fraud. Get that man out of here. My friend said Rina wasn't going to be the secondary writer because she's a hater for some reason. Wow. Lean haters have no place here. We are Rina fans. I still need to catch up with Geats. I watched the Bujin Sword debut like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I haven't watched an episode since then. You should get on that. Although it's okay. I'm watching Geats with my friends, and we are doing much worse. We took like 2 months in between episodes 4 and 5. And then we watched 5 and 6, and then we haven't continued it since then, since we're all busy. I think in the new year, I'm going to force all of us to sit down, and we're going to watch through at least 7, 8, and 9 and 10. We need to make some more progress. I guess he's now Chaser the second. Yeah, he's basically just Chase now. He's a rival, and he'll become a tertiary rider. I hope we see a pirate Kamen Rider. Well, Kamen Rider Gotchard has a little form called Mad Pirates. I know that's not what you mean, but what could be Renge and Sabi's categories in case they use a driver? Hotaro already uses UFO and Hotaro already used UFO and Spainer Dione. The only doubt I have is the job ones. I don't see anybody using this in a rider form. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people were saying it makes sense for Sabi to use UFO X because he was trying to find that Kemi. Renge doesn't really have a rider attached or like a job or any category attached to her, so I guess job would make sense. So rivals like Buffa and Spanner getting armor before the secondaries like Keiwa and Rin is a funny trend that's starting. That's true. That is true. I'm glad. Well, I was gonna say I'm glad they said Rin's the secondary like straight up, but they also like Tycoon was pretty clearly the secondary, but people are still these days saying like, wow, it's still confusing that Tycoon or Buffa is the secondary. Tycoon is the secondary. Buffa just has a lot of story focus. I don't know. When do I think Gotchard Fire and Kamen Rider Valvarad will debut? I think Valvafrod will debut. Well, I don't know when he's debuting. Fire Gotchard, at the very least, 100% is... Or 99%. Let's not get 100%. Fire Gotchard is, I'm pretty confident, next episode. Not the episode that's debuting today, but the first episode of the new year. Pretty sure that's where we'll see Fire Gotchard. As well... On the other hand, that's where we could see Kamen Rider Valvarad, and then Fire Gotchard is later. So, I guess, I'm not 100% sure. I do think we'll see that toy used by someone in the new year. But I don't know which one of them will it be. Personally, I'd like to see just Fire Gotchard first, because it's just going to be a throwaway form for Gotchard. And I like a little bit of build-up to Valvarad. But his mentor is probably building the igniter, so he's probably going to start with it, and then Hotaro just has one. So people just love Buffa. That's fair. I also love Buffa. Rina being the secondary over Spanner makes too much sense. Oh, hi, Marcos. She's got more of a drive to bond with the Chemis. The creator said she was a co-protagonist with Hotaro, and she's been to story's core. Yeah, that's why I was hoping she'd be a secondary. Once we got wind that she'd be a writer, and then the producer said like she's like the secondary protagonist, I was like, please make her a secondary, and now here we are.
True.
Are those high heels repainted from Sabula? I don't think so. I don't think they are. Did anyone notice? Garcus, did you notice that her shoes have like the same design as the Boonboomgers?
Oh, really?
I mean, not the same, but like there's like they both have like the color part. It's a white boot with like a colored little piece. So people are like, huh. Interesting, these both debut like the same day or get leaked the same day. Someone in the chat said you just scared the shit out of them.
Oh, I do that.
He does do that. If he's purple, he's not the secondary writer. That's an interesting rule of thumb. I can't think of a counter argument.
You never heard of the purple writer curse?
I think I have, but not for like a secondary writer thing. What? Oh yeah. Are you talking about the one where they become comic relief?
Where bad things happen to all purple writers?
Oh, I was just thinking of the one where like they become comic relief, but I guess that is also a true thing.
Wait, Oja did not become comic relief.
Okay, well he doesn't get included. Like in recent years, like Kuroto in quotes, he's not really purple, but like Horobi. Oh, I guess Horobi wasn't purple. I mean, he wasn't comic relief, so he beat the
Comic
curse,
relief.
I guess.
He was funny in that he didn't do anything for half the show.
That is pretty funny, yeah. I'm like so split on Horobi because I'm like he doesn't do anything, but then he was in quarter one toys and he was beating up Thouser. I'm like that's pretty badass.
Yeah.
You can't really. He's like, I could respect his
True.
game without liking him as a character.
True.
Someone said, I'm worried how they'll balance the screen time of forms for Gotchard. Well, let's see. Deep Mariner is never appearing again. Hikesku Rose is never appearing again. Burning Gorilla is never appearing again. What other forms are never appearing again? I feel like Lightning Jungle is never appearing again. There's no proof of this, but I feel like that's getting repainted. Like that feels pretty set to get repainted.
Most forms that have debut around or before episode 15 probably aren't going to be seen again.
Yeah, but like even some of them are in the movie, I think. At like the Ant Wrestler form is in the movie, and he's with Geets and using Monster because they're both yellow blue punchy forms. So like there's some of the forms that like they seem like they want to keep. I mean, we'll probably never see them again, but
yeah.
But like they are actively destroying their own suits for more forms. Like what? Dokuri Shovel or Dokuri Majin. We're never seeing that one again. Lightning Jungle's in the next episode. I did not know this. After this episode, it's getting repainted. That's what I mean to say.
It's time.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. Good job, Lightning Jungle. Maybe it is surviving.
Welcome to the unofficial Tomkatsu episode.
Where's Keza? Do we have a
Frog no power. Tomkatsu green.
Red no power. Tomkatsu red. Futario was
Taking no power.
Tomkatsu.
Oh. I was trying to
you
do
can't
my
replace Keza
impression.
Don't replace
my Keza impression.
Okay, give us your Keza impression.
Well, no, I don't want to. I gotta put away my oatmeal.
Oh, okay, never mind. Lean's actor originally auditioned for Battle Bus, so imagine the two actors being switched. Oh yeah, I did hear that. That would be interesting. 98 lives left. Who lost alive? I really hope that eventually one of the Reiwa seasons will have all the forms that were introduced in the first arc all fight together like in the O Summer movie. I hope they'll do that too, but we're at a point where they introduce too many forms in the first arc that they never get to appear again. If Rina's actor was Beroba, I think Beroba would be worse, acting-wise. Yeah, that actress, she did a really good job with Beroba, so it's hard to imagine anyone else playing Beroba. Maybe Kamen Rider Valvarad debut is going to be in the Boom Boom premiere. Toei likes making this stuff. No, that won't happen because the Igniter is going to be out in a couple days. Boonboomger will debut in March, so that's 3 whole months after the toy's out that they're going to use a main part of it. So it's at the very least, like at the latest, it's like the end of January, I think, is when we'll see the Igniter. Or sorry, when we'll see Valvarad use it, or Valvarad. If not at the beginning of the month or Fire Gotchard, like in January is when both of those are happening. X-Rex is going to be repainted for a villain rider or secondary final form. Don't say that. I don't want to see that suit repainted. No. Has there ever been a plant-themed main rider? Gaim. Yes, someone said Gaim because he's an orange. Does anyone know if the crossover movie is canon? The crossover movie is canon because Majed debuts in it. Rin gets her orange ring, and today's episode she has the orange ring, so it is canon. And also, presumably that's just where the rest of the X cards are coming from. They're probably going to have a scene at the beginning of this week's episode, like, wow, guys, look at all of these X cards that we got. Watch our winter movie to see where they come from. Does Majed gonna be part of the superhero time bumpers or not? Maybe not today's, just because again she's not officially debuted in the show yet, but she's the secondary, so at the very least, and she's gonna be in the show, so yeah, at the very least, like in the new year, she'll probably be start being in the bumpers with Gotchard, so that'll be pretty fun actually. Someone make a list of all the purple riders that have died in the last 5 episodes of their series. I can't think of any, I guess. Caliber dies in like episode 12. I forgot about Caliber being a purple rider, or at least
Oja dies in the second to last episode.
There you go. Add Oja to the list. I guess Hirobi does not get on the list. Most of them don't get on the list.
Well,
he didn't die. Well, he just got really beaten.
He didn't.
Yes.
Kuroto.
Yeah, I mean, but he
dies in the movie. Well, he dies in the last episode, technically.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's always dying. That's why he's always that counts, just because he's always dying.
5 if you want to count Saiga as purple.
That suit is 90% white. What are you doing?
Well, isn't
no.
You know there was a suit that was like, King Ranger. I think he's counted as the Gold Ranger, but he's like mostly black.
Yeah, in America they count him as gold. Also, I was gonna say Revi, they count him as a blue Kamen Rider apparently, but he's mostly pink. That's what they said. They said like, oh, this is our blue rider. And everyone's like, no, that guy is.
Kabuto saw sword.
Oh, don't bring
he dies at the end.
Spoilers for all of Kamen Rider happening right now. Oh yeah, Rogue. Someone said Rogue.
God, he did not need to die. That's like the least necessary death in the entirety of Build. Force if you want to count their novel.
Ace's dead dog is important to Gotchard lore. Ace in general is important to Gotchard lore. Oh, that movie's gonna be a trip. Did you hear about those spoilers, Marcos, for the movie?
Yeah, it's weird. I've never seen Geet, so I'm excited for it.
You're gonna be like, what is happening? Oja's a sword, Chaser, Genmu, Mad Rogue.
See, Chaser counts, even though he's like mainly gray.
I would count Chaser, yeah, just because Machine Chaser is purple.
when
Um,
since I'm watching Gotchard with my wife, and she's actually really into it.
mhm.
So I told her about the Winter movie, and she's excited for it, but she's gonna watch it and be like, what the heck is going on?"
What's happening? I was gonna say, did you tell her she won't be able to understand X Wizard for another 6 months or something?
Oh my gosh, when X Wizard appeared on screen, she was like, "Who the heck is this? Like this debut is terrible. Like why would they just debut her like that?" And I was like, "Oh well,
Well,
actually she debuts in the movie." And yeah.
I remember well, someone in my comments when I reviewed that episode was like, "Who is this character?" And I'm like, "That's that's gonna be the villain of the movie." And I was like, some other people I think after Geets were like, "I like Geets, but I hate that they just introduced the black Geets and didn't do anything with him." And I'm like, "Well, there's this little thing called movie crossover or movie tie-ins that they
Same
have to
with
do."
X8 when they had
Yeah,
Johnny Maxima for like 2 seconds.
he's just there and they're like, "Guys, there's this movie out. You can go watch it right now." That's the funniest one, I think. Because he doesn't do anything. He's
Necrom
just there.
P.
Necrom.
Spectre Purple dies.
Oh yeah, don't they have like the
Oh, he's.
white ghost? Dark Ghost is like in an episode of Ghost.
Oh yeah, Lamau.
Lamau.
I die in the last 5 episodes of our series.
Marcos does die in the last 5 episodes of Tonkatsu.
I'll be the
Yes. The what? Oh, you muted himself. I can't believe this. Does
you know.
Ryugen count as purple or green? I think he's green. I would say he's green
I think he's green.
because his
Yeah,
undersuit is green. He has the grape, but then by that logic, we have to say Gaim is like blue.
he is
So,
blue.
I mean, he is, but I think of him more as orange, right?
Uto.
So, I don't, like his dash
Hi.
shot is blue.
You. Ha.
So, I don't know.
Buto arms.
Same. Is the rumor about the Geetskemi being a dead loved one brought back to life from Ace's previous lives actually true? Not exactly. I guess it depends on what your. I guess yes is true. I well, I haven't seen the movie. This is just people who have seen it. That's what they're saying. Um,
I've never seen it.
did Hirobi die? Someone is saying Hirobi did die. I don't think he ever died. Right?
He exploded, but his body comes back.
That was Jin, wasn't it? Wait, what happened? How did
Like
they
the
get?
last episode, realizing Hopper.
But he didn't die. He just
They
got
fight.
really badly wounded. Like Hotaro's whole thing was, "I won't kill you." Or, sorry, Aruto. Aruto
Hochiro.
is his name. Not Hotaru. I'm thinking of the better show.
Whoa.
He got. Yeah, I'm trying to remember because now I'm realizing I don't remember what happens in between. How does he end up the straight jacket? I forget how that happened. What happened after? Like I can't. I'm. I can't remember what he did.
You know.
Vulcan was going to kill Jin, but Hirobi jumped in. Did he? I can't remember. I can't remember. I was gonna say it might be time for that 01 rewatch, but I also don't care. So.
True.
And yes, people are also pointing out. Well, he also did die in his V cinema, so if you want to count that.
Yeah, me too.
Wait, the Tom Kansu V cinema. Marcos, would you watch a mini series of Geets, which is a past game of the DGP? Someone's pointing it out or asking.
I wouldn't watch Geets now.
Okay. For that person, I would watch the hell out of that. That would be the greatest thing ever. I'm still upset they didn't do that. This was the one season where they could do like all this side content that doesn't actually connect to the main show. but it also connects to the main show, and they just went, no, we're not going to do that. Like the Blu-ray special, they just decided not to make it relevant. It's just the gang playing bowling. It's like, guys, you could have done something here, but no, okay. The reason Jin unlocked Singularity was Hirobi's death. Really? I can't remember this at all. I have no memory of this. What's happening?
Right, Mochi? Right. Yeah,
you,
tell
Mochi.
him, Mochi.
What's Mochi's favorite
oh,
season?
She's climbing on me.
What's Mochi's favorite season of Kamen Rider?
Oh, I tell you, but you know.
I get it. I don't, but I'll just say I'll get it.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
It would be fun if they did the GGP where Geets and Buffa's friend were in. Yeah, like literally they already established there's like 5 other DGPs that have happened. I mean, there's obviously hundreds, but there are characters from like 5 other ones. We never see any of that, so. I'm upset. Now I'm upset because I really wanted that to happen, and it didn't happen. At least we're getting the Gazer special. That's really good. So, well, I say it's good as in the idea is good. We haven't actually seen it. I'm gonna force you and Keza to watch for Tonkatsu. Actually, we'll just have an episode about that. And it'll be like, what's happening? What is this? What is? I don't know how much of Geets Keza has seen, so.
I thought Keza watched all of it.
Did she? I don't think she did. I vaguely remember. Oh, she watched part of it. I guess I remember at a certain point she's like, "I'm behind," and I can't remember if she ever said she caught up.
Is this true, Mochi? Is Keza behind on Geets? Yeah, it's true.
Thank you, Mochi. Did Aruto die and went to hell, or was it a simulation in the real-time movie? I think it was a simulation, but it is. It would be pretty funny if he actually went there. Is Build a red or a blue rider? You can't say both because it's cheating.
It's both.
It's both. If I had to pick one, I think I'd say it's red just because the Gashad is primarily red. So that just seems.
I thought the Gashad was blue.
It's over there. I can go get it wrong and prove you right now if you want, but it's red. It's red and blue, but it's mainly red. But also,
isn't it blue? Like,
I think you're thinking of the Wonder Ride book, which is blue.
So then, shouldn't I say that it's blue because the Wonder Ride book is blue?
Well, I like XA more than Saber, so I'm just overruling that. Cross is blue. Yeah, that's true. Cross Z is blue, so Build can't be blue. We can't have a blue main and secondary rider. So, I mean, we could, but let's ignore that. Huh? Yes, people are asking about Fire Gotchard and Kamen Rider Valvarod. It's right here. Look at it. Someone asked if it's a super form, though. It is not the super form. It is just a weird form he will use for 2 episodes and never again, so they can use the parts for another villain, I think. Did you ever see the final form for Gotchard, Marcos? The leak of it? Did you see the leak?
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. What do you think of it?
I don't think.
That's fair.
What do you think, Mochi? Terrible.
Thank you, Mochi.
She is purring so loudly.
I can't hear her, so. But what if Gotchard is like
tried grabbing my mic,
and then it would be peak?
Oh.
Is Mochi trying to get on the stream?
You want to say something, Mochi? No, she's just grabbing. She's just playing with my mic.
It's like what? What is this?
Uh,
Huh? Fire Gotchard is a drive dead. Someone's a drive dead beat. Yeah, dead heat. It probably is like that because Mach primarily used that form. So. New Gotchard look like Thunder Gale. Do not say that. Do not. No. Spanner needs to ask Khosrow nicely to borrow his driver for the big rematch against Lachesis. I don't think he can ask that nicely. So
oh.
What? Yes? M?
Huh?
Someone asked, why is it so thick? I don't know what this is referring to, but I'll just say, I assume it's the Gotchard driver.
It's wild.
I don't know why it's so thick. They just felt like it. It's just...
Why is it so thick, Thomas?
I don't know. It's over here. Let me grab it. I don't know why it's so thick. They just... It's funny, I didn't really want this at first, and then I bought it just for the oneness buckle, which is actually available pretty easily now, so that was kind of a miscalculation. But now, I can just stick Lean's thing on here, and now it's just going to be her driver, so I think it all worked out. Oh, the box. Oh, they were talking about because I have the Gotchard Igniter box on the stream. I don't know why it's so thick. I guess the toy is just that thick, like the attachment piece. I mean, it's as thick as it should be thicker than the belt, technically. Because it has to be this piece and then a bit on the front. So I guess that's why. Because, yeah, like, on the instructions, I don't know if you, like, saw it, but, like, the, like, part of the instructions are on the top of the box. Because there's just so much width there. And they've never done that before. Like, it's always just the back of the box. So... place your bets on who will be this season's Christmas death. It's Rackley's, isn't it? Sentai's doing it this year. Do I think she'll transform again in the main show? Assuming this is asking about Rine, she 100% is, because she has the orange ring in the show, and she's the secondary rider. So she's a character as a rider in the show now. They'll probably just hide it until next year. So... What if the box is flipped upside down? I think this is the top of the box because we can see the flap on the top. So, yeah. We'll leave off on this question, I think. What's the most busiest driver with all the upgrade add-ons and stuff? Marcus, do you have any input?
Yeah, the Marco Satsu driver.
The Marco Satsu driver is the busiest driver. I'm trying to think of an actual answer. Maybe we know the super form of Gotchard is using 2 attachments, so maybe that. And it's already a pretty thick driver, so that would be a bit much on it. I can't think of like what else. Maybe the Hyper Muteki gamer driver has a lot on it. Maybe the I had it in my head and then I forgot it. I don't know. Forza Fusion movie Mega Max version. That didn't have a lot. Like, I had a lot of things on it, but it wasn't that much. So Geo, maybe. Yeah. Yes.
What's your favorite video game?
Fortnite.
What about you, chat?
What's chat's favorite video game?
I'm gonna start cranking 90s out here.
How did Dean get a Gotchard driver? Literally magic. Like, genuinely, not even... I'm not even joking. That's literally... I think the answer. Oh, someone said they're probably gonna do they'll do a Valentine's Day episode with the one Kemi that's like just a man.
What?
Have you
Oh,
seen
the
that
vampire one?
Yeah. That would be really cool. Like, really funny. That would be a ton of fun.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Gotchard would be the greatest writer season ever if they did that. I'm kidding. But also, not really. Let's see. Someone said Terraria.
Here comes a new challenger.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Oh, let me look at your chat. I need to go back to your video, to your live stream.
Mighty Number 9. Someone said their favorite is Mighty Number 9.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I don't think I can use that.
Oh, I see what's
Terraria.
happening here. I will not reveal this information, but
Oh, is it actually Fortnite? Is your favorite actually Fortnite?
I just said Fortnite. If I had to actually think about it.
Oh. Oh, okay.
I mean, Fortnite is the only game where you can play as Optimus Prime, Peter Griffin, Solid Snake, and Eminem. So
that's just not true, Thomas.
what other game can you do that?
The Marco Satsu game.
That's true. That's my bad. You could X-Aid video game names. Hyper Muteki. I haven't played it in forever, but I do quite like Splitgate, the game.
Oh, yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet you do.
What do you mean by that?
What?
Someone said the Batman Arkham series. I don't think that is a video game, yes, but Call of Duty.
You ever heard of the Batman Who Gritties?
I have. Yeah, you can only do that in a Fortnite. So the Batman Who Gritties.
My friend, who's known to be a bigger memer than I am, we had the Batman Who Laughs skin, and one day he just asked me, Marcos, well, what's the name of the skin? And I knew where he was going with this. So I was just like, Batman? He was like, what's the title? I said, and this went on for like 20 minutes, and I finally said, okay, the Batman Who Laughs. And he said, no, the Batman Who Gritties. And he started hitting the gritty. We won that round.
The Batman Who Gritties. Oh wait, my brother has Batman and the Gritty. So.
Oh no. Here.
Next time I play with him, I'm gonna get him the Gritty and tell him he's the Batman Who Gritties, and then I think he'll disconnect from the lobby. Climax Scramble. That's a good one.
That's a cool name.
Yeah. Resident Evil 2.
I always thought of having a really silly name like a My Little Pony Island Adventure.
like in the jokes, like when a movie has like the characters say the quote like, wow, this really was, you are the Dark Knight Rises, or Anakin
Yeah.
Skywalker truly is our Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope.
Oh, this is so Tonkatsu.
This is so Tonkatsu. Vampire Kemi matches with Smilodon Kemi. Yeah, so we'll get a Vampire Man and his little cat on Valentine's Day in Kamen Rider Gotchard. They have to do that now, surely.
I refuse.
Marcus refuses. Well, I think we got enough video game names. So with that, I'm going to end the stream here. Quick reminder.
No.
I'm sorry, Marcos, but we've been going for 2 hours 37 minutes. So, reminder everyone that I have my next video is currently available on Patreon. So if you want to see that right now, only $2 over there. Be sure to check out my Boonboomger video if you want to hear my thoughts on Boonboomger, or my Kamen Rider Legend video if you want to hear my thoughts on that. Also, stay tuned to the Marcos Satsu channel, because History of Xade is coming soon, according to Marcos.
Is it?
I don't know. That's what you've been saying. Let's assume it's coming soon, and then people will just subscribe.
My bad.
Marcos, would you like to say one last thing to the chat before we head out?
According to unknown laws of aviation, there's no way a bee should be able to fly. Its body is too fat to get off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway, because it does not care what humans think. Yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. Ooh, black and yellow. Let's shake things up a bit. Barry, breakfast is ready. We're so proud of you, son. Very proud. Perfect report card. All bees.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a Merry Christmas. No, why won't it switch over? There we go. Bye-bye. Oh, no, this is too small. Hold on. There we go. Bye.